Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign here on the channel. And we've been gone for over a week, and so I don't know about the rest of the guys here. I'm feeling a little bit rusty, but very excited to get back up and running with the campaign. So we're playing. So let me just bring you guys in. So we're playing Dungeons and Dragons,
That's
James.
That's the one.
Good to see you. Yeah. Does anyone here have any announcements before we start today's stream? Anything upcoming you want to mention, or anything relevant at all?
Just hiding the possible product placement.
We've not had a productive 2 weeks. I think we're good.
You're all good. You're all good. Okay. No. Nobody. Okay. Well, I happen to have an announcement. I'm going to go back to me. Don't worry, it's nothing to do with Fake Dice. But first of all, Fake Dice, we've still got a few slots left. The last few slots to get on our first ever Fake Dice. Fake Dice is basically a way of you guys suggesting world events or encounters, things like that happen to the party or around the party. Any suggestion, it's the limits are the limits of your creativity and imagination. So if you come up with any ideas for anything like that, just get it over to us either in the chat or via our social media channels. It's all at slice&d6 using the hashtag FakeDice. Only a few left to go, a few spots left, so get those in as soon as possible. I'd say get them in today during the stream, but I can't force you to do anything. The other announcement is not D&D related, but so tomorrow I'm going to be recording a podcast with the lovely people at Ragged Foils, and that will be going live within the next month or so. It's basically an audio drama that I've been lucky enough to get a part in, which has been really fun. I had a rehearsal today, but that will be I'll be letting you guys know on here when that drops. But for now, follow at Ragged Foils wherever you find them on social media, like Instagram, for instance. Would be very much appreciated, and I'll keep you updated. That's my little interlude over and done with. So I think without any further ado, we'll jump in with the next event, the next adventure with our as yet unnamed group in the Manylands campaign here on Slice and Dice. And we're back. So guys, so obviously you'll have noticed that we're missing a couple of our chaps, our fellows today, and we've also pivoted Marshall round to join DK on this side, on the side there, because Marta and Bart unfortunately can't make it this week.
Oh no.
There's a bit of coordination going on. I didn't hear anything about this. You've all got like red and orange. What's all this about?
Red. We must battle you now to the death.
I leave them for a week, and they decide to make teams and and colour coordinate.
Casters versus fighters. Bad idea.
So you guys have a separate chat just for you guys, for the players, so that I can't see what's going on. That I've heard about. I've heard rumoured that you have one.
About.
I mean, if it goes with things you're wearing during the stream as well. I mean, I'd like to know. I feel left out. I'm in here in white like a chump.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're your own man, it's fine.
I am my own man. I'll take that. Anyway, so yes, so Marta and Bart, or Barter and Mart, if you will, are not here this week. Bart will be back next week, and Marta should be back in 2 weeks' time. But enough about that. Let's not talk about who's not here. Let's talk about who's here. So last time, 2 weeks ago, but in game time, this literally happened just now. In your hunt for the Lady Helena Grenforth, you came across a cave which you then explored and turned out was in fact the Basilisk cave that Seth had been looking for all along, because his quarry was in fact, he had a contract out to kill a basilisk and take parts of it, or in fact petrify a basilisk and take its parts, whatever works for you. Seth, unbeknownst to the rest of the group, did happen to find an extra little something in the Basilisk cave as well. I haven't said what it is, but if you watch the previous episode, you'll work it out. You can find more on our YouTube channel. There we go, bottom of the page, little plug. Anyway, so that little contract of yours has essentially been fulfilled, and the next task is going to be getting the parts that you need from the Basilisk and sending them off to your contact.
Literally harder than killing it.
It is much more laborious than killing it, yes. But also in your hunt to find Lady Helene Grenforth, you have in fact found 2 of her bodyguards, which were the dwarf brothers Teenan and Turin, one of which you get on fine with and kind of hurt his leg, and the other one you really don't get on with at all. Anyway, so you found the 2 of them, and you then, once finding them within the cave, one of which Teenan was petrified and turned to stone, and you managed to bring him back. The fleeting look, rubbing some balm on him, managed to bring him back from the brink. The rest of you then set about exploring the rest of the cave to figure out exactly where the lady had gone. You found, as well as after saying basilisk, you found some bats, you found a spider's lair, and you also found the corpse of one of the guards that had supposedly gone with the Lady Helena and the 2 Bluebeard brothers, or the Chuckle brothers, if you will, into the cave and had actually betrayed the group. You found the corpse of one of them, and it turns out that this person had some items not from Burikrin, where you guys are currently based, and where the guard are from, the Republic Guard, but in fact from the nation of the Crowflies, of which the Lady Helene has come from. And we've got a nice little wind there for some reason. So this was slightly odd. You weren't expecting to find that. You thought guards would be guards from Burikrin, but it turns out they're from somewhere completely different, with a different currency and all sorts. And the talks of conspiracy and perhaps that enemies of the Grenforths in the Crowflies could be behind it. The Rookwoods were suggested as one of the major houses which may be behind this plot. Anyway, one of your group, the wise and stoic elephantine member of the group, managed to find an exit, a hidden exit behind a waterfall in the cave. You have yet to exit through there to see what's through there, but that is the only other way out that you've found so far within the cave structure complex. So after coming across the spider, and some of you not faring too well with that, plus the bats, you then recouped right at the entrance to the cave to decide your next move. That's where we pick up.
That's their symbol. Black leafless tree is the Brookwood house. You're better at memory stuff than us. Slash your character probably just smarter.
The black tree symbol that you'd found, it was suggested that it was perhaps House Ash, which is one of the vassal houses to House Rookwood.
So I think we literally just finished fighting. We were just outside the main cave where we fought the Basilisk, weren't we?
And we were all suggesting to, Teenan, Mr. A-Holdwolf, was trying to lead our party.
Yes, he in fact...
We were like, we're going this way, and he's like, right, you're following me this way. We were going to go through the secret waterfall behind there.
Yeah, so we start to walk towards back into the main cave.
Okie dokie.
Do everybody.
So back into
guests.
the main cave.
Guest characters.
So all of your party and the 2 dwarves that are now with you, you no longer have Greenblade with you. He was outside the main entrance, but he left before you brought Turin inside last week. You noticed he was absent. He disappeared. So the 8 of you go back inside, presumably go to the waterfall. 2 of you had also filled up your water skins from the stream. That was yourself and Neris had filled up. Just keep that in mind when next time we need to use your water skin.
The stream is poisoned and we're all going to die.
God, my water skin is literally still filled with beer from 4 sessions ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to forget that.
Actually, how long ago was that?
A day.
Yes.
Stale beer.
No, you can. Beer's got a little bit
In a water skin?
More than water, I'd say, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've gone
or at least you
back
wouldn't be
to
able to notice the difference.
Are we all going through the waterfall now, or
Yes, of course. Yes.
who's already been through it?
believe no.
Yeah. It's alright, I'm struggling to remember what my voice sounds like too.
I'm running a little bit low on emotional energy at the moment. I'm going to save it when it matters.
Cool. So, Mala, do you want to lead the way?
Oh, well, yes, I assume that'd probably be for the best. Ms. Neris, would you mind? And I hold out the candle for light bopping.
Sure, and she just.
Sure. Waiting for like a
Here
whole
we
speech
go.
from Neris then.
I mean, you're gonna have to work a bit harder to get Neris to talk. She's not much of a talker, from what I remember.
So now we'll go through the waterfall.
Yep. So as before, you part through it. You
Oh.
get onto the other side. It's quite a narrow passageway on the other side. Still 10 feet up, so you can stand up fine. 5-6 feet wide. You can only walk in single file through here, but you've got the light on your trunk.
I'm holding it.
You're holding the trunk. Yeah, you're holding
So-
the torch. That's right. So you can see that this passageway, it curls around to the right. Yeah, that one there, and you can see, and even from here you can see light at the end of the tunnel. You can feel the wind.
Finally, we'll get out of this cave.
I mean, you have been in here for a couple of sessions now, so this is nice. You're feeling the cool air on your hitting your face as it comes down the passageway. When I say light, there's a bit of a glow. It's nighttime currently. It's like, I think you're now in sort of the early hours of the morning.
Okay.
So the sun hasn't come up. It's moonlight, and there's a bit of a bluish glow from the end.
Is everybody else following in?
Yeah, I'll follow behind. Bottom of the waterfall. Can I just take a very quick dive down and see if there is any parts of people that we may have missed? Well, we've got the stone bits here that we saw that the Lady Grenforth wasn't there. I just want to see if there's any noticeable bits of people down
Bring
there.
up a concrete head.
Yeah,
Her.
is this
Oh.
Lady Grenforth? Just in case anything got knocked in the water.
Sure, yeah, okay, you can jump in. Don't need to roll or anything. Actually, no, actually, yes, you do. Can you make an acrobatics check for
That
me,
was
please?
a U-turn, wasn't it?
Acrobatics.
Period of
Well,
about
I
a
thought, no, this would be fine. And I thought, no, this would be funny. Let's let them do it.
Okay, 24.
24. Okay, so you jump and you dive into the water, and only upon diving into the water do you realise that it's only about 3 feet deep, and you turn it into a roll.
Would I not have
manage
seen
not to
Malar
hit anything.
walking?
crunch.
The six.
You break your neck.
Because you
Seven
see,
foot two.
they skirted round the edge, which was obviously shallower. You're jumping into the middle, so you don't know how deep it is, but it's only a few feet deep. So you roll over.
What does that look like?
It's like,
You're through the cave, you see nothing.
Oh, I can't, but they can see.
yeah. So
They were
there is some splashing, but with a 24,
no roll for like
with a-
avoiding?
he doesn't take any damage. He does the acrobatics check.
Oh, okay.
He managed to avoid the damage. He turned it into a forward roll.
Dive in, I asked
You're
if
a
I
bit
could look
wet.
at the floor.
You said you wanted to dive in the water.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Just to make this clearer,
Look
my friend.
before you leap.
Oh my god.
But you got away with it. You're fine. Bit
I-
wet.
Can I just dip my head under the water, see if there are any people and parts under there?
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can do so. So you just dip your head into the water.
Yeah.
Open your eyes. Obviously a bit blurry because you don't have any goggles or protection around your eyes in the water. It's a bit murky and green. I mean, I'm not very good at opening my eyes underwater. I don't, unless you've got a thing that you can see clearly. It's going to be a bit blurry.
Dark vision and such, but don't think water particularly a problem underwater.
Yeah,
So
because of
if
his
you-
racial background, does he... Water shouldn't be an
You
issue?
can see fine. It's slightly blurry, but you can see. There doesn't look like there's any particular bits of debris that
Okay.
stick out
Cool.
in the water. It's silt mostly. Doesn't seem like there's any white stone bits like there were the rubble
Cool.
around the place. So nothing that comes to mind. No.
Cool. So yeah, just swim through with everyone.
No. You want to make an investigation check?
I thought that was legit. I thought it
What
wasn't.
was the last thing you just said?
But the last thing I said was, if there's nothing there, then I'll. swim
Oh,
through it.
okay.
The first
Sorry, I
thing
thought you were saying
was-
was there something there? I was like, no.
No, the first thing was make an investigation, but I didn't roll, so I assume there's nothing there at all then.
No.
Cool.
Nothing of interest to you now.
Cool.
Little fish is going to do it.
Cool. So yeah, we'll go through and follow through with Tamela.
Okay, cool. So you're now all in this.
I was gonna say,
Corridor.
While Seth was falling
Corridor
about,
stone.
Leobrin will have removed his shoes, stockings, and like whatever the leg coverings is.
Leggings.
Leggings. Tights.
I think
yeah.
blue ribbon would. It's up to you. Your
Breeches. Yeah, he's basically going to remove everything that would be in the pool of water, and he will carry that over the water, and then he will dash through the waterfall bit as fast as he can.
Just to avoid getting wet.
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't want soaking trousers and shoes. Are you mad?
Neris follows you through. When she gets to the other side, she prestidigitation. She's dry again.
Neris just makes it sort of look like it's evaporating.
Slowly puts on my lower half of clothes.
It sort of steams off.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a cool look.
Brucon follows you guys in. He pushes in the Tienan, who's doesn't seem. It seems a little bit disgruntled being manhandled by the dwarf, but lets him get away with it after the Vulcan grip he did 2 weeks ago.
Dwarves can dwarf handle dwarves.
Yeah. He cooperates, and his brother Terran follows in as well. So now you're all in this corridor thing, unless Fleet and you were doing anything else.
No.
So yeah, as I said before, there's just the light at the end. Nothing. It's just a narrow cave tunnel.
Start to head towards the light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, heading towards the light at the end of the tunnel. All right. So you carry on for about 10 minutes or so, just before you're out clearly in the open air. And it appears that when you get out there that you are now in a ravine. So you're at the bottom of the ravine. It's still only like 5 feet or so wide. High ceilings up to where you can see the edge of the ravine is maybe about 15 feet above you. But the path that you're following through the ravine, it does seem to be on a gradual uphill slope. You're going to carry on along the path, or
stop?
Or so you could climb. Well, you might want to climb up, for instance. I don't know.
No. Malar will continue on the path.
What's the name of the dwarf? I think.
Tienan.
Tienan, do you want to climb up and take an area review, see if you can tell us where we should be going?
It's good because his brother's got the gammy knee. Because you poked him.
And I'm not Tienan at all.
No, my friend. I think I'll be going in front of the group, leading the way.
Lead the way.
But if you, as an elf, want to go and get an aerial view, then that's entirely up to you.
We defer to your judgment. If you want to lead the way, you can lead us out of this ravine.
Well, perhaps if you get out of my way, maybe I will.
I'm going to step back. And through.
And he just nods and walks ahead. I'm taking it you're at the front at this point.
Yeah.
Please let there be an ambush. Let Tienan die.
You locks it on. Can I? Would you mind if I just got in front of you for a moment?
Malar tries to scooch up against the side of the wall. He's got a little bit of a belly, but
as does Tienan as it goes. So it's a little bit awkward.
But Malar is 7'2", and that guy is optimistically
4 feet.
So it's just face scratching along belly button. Just going past.
Rough skin. Yeah. Oh, I'm awful sorry.
That's fine. Well, shall we continue? So he carries on up the path. It twists and turns. It goes on for a few miles. You guys are carrying on along this ravine, but it's just gradually ascending as you go along. By the time you get to some rubble that seems to form a slope out of the ravine, it's now sort of getting towards dawn, and comes across this rubble, this like shale and so on. That's like I said, it's going up to the full 15 feet out, and maybe 15 feet long as well. This rubble, it's a very not sheer at all. It's a very steady but long amount of rubble for you to ascend over to get out, but it looks a lot easier than climbing up a sheer rock face. Well, does anyone want to
I believe you were leading the way.
I was, but as I am leading, I think it is only fitting that I give
Go
out the
first.
orders of Turin, would you go up there first, please?
Oh no, I must insist. I've inspected his knee and it's not in the best condition.
We'll support him and carry him up if you want to lead and let us know it's safe for your brother.
Make a big persuasion check. You can both roll it, so effectively giving advantage.
Take his.
14.
14. Okay.
Yeah, take his. Your man.
Right. Well.
I've seen middle management types. This guy can go suck a dick.
Well, I will then. Okay. And he just rolls up his sleeves.
That's right.
All right.
I didn't say in characters. Yes.
Starts up the rocks, and after a moment stops, and you see some rocks kind of tumble down. It's like, ooh. I'm fine, and he carries on slowly but surely. At one point, he gets his hands out in front of him and starts to kind of crawl up a bit, just give him a bit more stability. But a minute or so, and he gets to the top, and he's out. Well, what are you waiting for then? Are you coming up here then, or what?
We're just going to help your brother up. Can we help Turin out the cave as well?
Oh, well, that's awfully kind of you. Yes, of course.
If you are helping him, as you take him up, pop guidance on you.
Oh, thank you.
Are you sure that you don't want me to do this as I'm the same height as Turin? You don't want
Oh, we can both help.
Okay, so you and Brucon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
got
that makes sense.
I'm glad one of us did.
Yeah, I was kind of like.
It took me a while then.
I was like, all dwarves sound the same. Oh,
I was
is that
like-
racist?
I was like, Neris, you
Actually,
sound so
he wasn't Welsh, right?
I don't know, have you not been paying attention?
You
No.
used the time jump of 2 weeks as a reason.
Yeah.
He's Welsh now.
I mean, you know, Malar isn't.
No, the other two are
Kentucky,
Welsh.
so-
I'm saying Brucon isn't Welsh. What's going on
Yeah.
here?
Do we need to roll anything to help him up, or like get
Yes.
ourselves up? Sorry.
Yes, you do need to make. You need to make an acrobatics check, all of you. So,
Well, as people are going up one at a time, I'm popping guidance on until they get to the top and the next person goes up. I'm
the
trying-
three of them are going to be going up
Well, I'll
together.
give them
18.
guidance. So.
18.
So I've got 18 with the guidance.
Natural 20 for Brucon. Monk.
What?
Non-natural 20.
He got 19. He's right. He's just very fleet of
Okay, and yeah, Turin makes his check as well. I need to grab some stats.
Okay.
Oh,
Thanks for climbing up.
Mr. Lilburn, just wait for them to get to the stop and I'll give you a hand up.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm literally pitching you like everyone's starting to go, what's up the guy?
I'm like,
Guy. Guidance.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, cool.
Literally trying to help everyone, and I was like, okay, go on then.
Fine. And we do this responsibly or not at all. Responsibly or not at all. Responsibly or not at all.
so as you guys
We'll
start,
take the assist.
I try and wake you up to get guidance. These guys just run off without it.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Who came off worse in each situation?
I choose to remember it differently.
so as the three of you start going up with Fleeting just behind, them climbing
to
up,
catch a dwarf.
climbing up. It seems like with the weight of the three of you and all three of you slightly off balance because you're trying to support somebody whilst also ascending this out of this loose footing underneath. Rocks start falling from beneath your feet and you're struggling to maintain your footing. Can all three of you don't have to do this, but as in you and Brucon and me, can you, Seth, along with Brucon and Turin, make dexterity saving throws, please?
17.
17. Okie dokie.
In there, high contrast.
Brucon makes 17 on the dice as well, so he definitely passes. And Turin got 11, so he failed.
Catch a dwarf.
You start tumbling down. He starts tumbling down. You manage to keep your footing.
Are we not able to keep a bit of a hand on him?
We
were attempting to assist him up.
You can try. You can make a grapple.
Okay, maybe don't worry.
So that'd be so it's roll the dice. Add your strength or it's got to be sorry athletics. It's got to be.
So
Just a bat.
roll and just add strength.
You add athletics if you've got it.
Okay.
5. Okay, no, yeah. And then he just starts falling down. Oh no!
Incoming!
Okay, fleeting look. You also need to make a dexterity saving throw now.
Which one is it?
As a dwarf is hurtling
we
towards
like.
you.
Oh, we like. Okay. Can I choose where I grab it? Oh, 4, I think.
Wolf. Were you trying to grab him? Did you say? 'Cause I was
No.
that was the
wasn't.
dexterity saving throw, wasn't it?
That was just
Okay.
him surviving.
Okay. So you're like. So at that moment, you see him falling down the hill, and you think, I can get him. I can catch him. I got him. And you're like right there, like, and he bang bowls into you, and you both tumble down.
Dwarf to the face.
You don't take any damage, but Taran does take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as rock and shingle comes down with him, tumbles into you. He gets banged up quite a bit. And it,
I'll definitely take that guidance.
Shall we try that again? Sorry, friend.
I would advocate if anybody up there has a rope, that'd be probably useful about now.
Can me and Brooke continue to the top?
Yeah, both need to make acrobatics checks again because now the rock's fallen away. It's making the climb more difficult. Brucon's fine.
18.
Yeah, you're fine. You both scamper up to the top.
When we get to the top, can we use his, probably minus the bucket, his rope to lower down to help everyone else up?
Yes, of course. I've got some rope here.
So me and Brucon will secure that, hold on to it and start to then keep secure while everyone climbs up.
So you're there with you've got the rope, set that down, so that will help, and you're bracing the rope yourself. You're holding it, yeah, and Brucon as well. And Teenan kind of sidles over
to help. So Teenan, do you want to help secure your brother up?
Well, I see you probably should watch your step there, Master Elf, but a bit late for that, isn't it? I tell you what, if you secure the rope, I'll go down and I'll grab my brother and then I can bring him up myself. Do it properly.
Sure, sounds like a great plan.
Excellent, I'm glad we agreed then. Okay.
Don't guide him.
He starts coming down. Starts coming down. So he's holding onto the rope that you. Is anyone? So you're halfway up. The rope has now come down to help you. No, you're not at the bottom now, aren't you? With the others, because you got knocked down. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But who's taking the rope at the bottom, or is anyone taking the rope at the bottom?
To hold it steady, or
No, to climb.
To climb or to hold it steady, because Teenan is currently coming down holding the rope.
I don't think you need to hold the flaccid bit of rope at the bottom, it'll be fine.
Okay. All right.
If you hold it tall,
If you're sure.
will they kind of, how high will the rope be off the ground?
Yeah, when he's
Hold it
climbing down the rope,
It'll be
it's
like a
like
zip
a,
line.
It will be like for him. It will be like near his head. I would have thought,
Yeah, just
given your height.
Then I realise he's coming down, start to pull it back, and he just comes off the cliff, and he's like dangling through the air.
Just abseils down. Okay, so he starts coming down towards you guys. Grabs onto the rope, gets his footing back, and just climbs down. Eventually, gets down to the rest of you, and you see at the end that he kind of lets go of the rope because there's nothing really helping him with the rope at this point, and he just kind of starts as a jog, and then as he loses his balance, it just turns into a run, and he's just straight down the rocks. Rocks fall.
Can I hear that from the top?
Yes.
Yes.
But he gets to the bottom on both feet.
Well, what are you waiting around here for? We're going to go up the rope and then or what?
I give Taran guidance.
Thank you, Master. Deacon, wasn't it? It was a deacon?
Yes.
Deacon, yes.
Quite right.
Of course. Right then, brothers, shall we, after you? Yes, come on then, you ninny, let's go. Puts his arm under him, and they both start up. So, Taran's got guidance.
Yeah.
Alright, they start climbing up the ropes. They both rolled the same, so with the guidance, that helps a little bit. Because one of them is very dexterous and the other one isn't. And the one who isn't tumbles back down. But Taran, who with his limp, is now halfway up the slope on his own. And very slowly... Teenan, do you want me to come back down for you?
No, you should really. You're halfway there. You should continue on. We will.
Oh, you stay there, you ninny. I'll be up there in a minute. As you were. Sorry. He talks over you. He does that.
Yeah, I sort of back up. You seem to have this. I just put my hands out just to up against Fleeting and Leopold. I'm just like.
Just yes.
Is Turin still coming up to the top?
Yeah, he just
Wait on the dwarves.
Yep.
his brother tells him to stay there. He just kind of feels like the rocks are starting to give way a bit more, and he's like, I think I'd better carry on. Yes, I'll see you in a minute, brother. And he just starts scrambling up and rolls a natural 1.
We are trapped in this ravine.
And this time, when he comes down, taking only 2 points of damage, but you see how much rock has now fallen away. It's a lot more sheer the slope than it was, a lot steeper than it was before with the amount of rock that's come down.
The cliff. So, the rope was very heavy. Now it's not, and there's no one else at the top. Are you okay?
We're having some minor dwarven scaling quandaries.
Yeah, tie one of them to the rope.
I wonder if this is a trap, maybe.
Mother Nature's trap.
Leobrun flicks on his eldritch sight and tries to detect magic.
Alrighty then. So you do that, and in this moment you see
Cursed
I'm
hill.
picturing a one wizard from the side going control F and full. Control F and full.
you see a faint outline around Neris, around Fleeting Look, and something in Fleeting Look's pocket.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Which pocket?
The pocket where you put the thing.
Okay, it wasn't what I was thinking. Sorry,
All right. Oh, so many layers of unspoken things here. There is nothing that you can see magical about the slope. It just appears to be a natural kind of rock fall, and it's just proving difficult to climb up.
It's fine. It's just
Can you tie
people of different competence.
Can you tie the dwarf to the rope, and me and Brucon will try and pull him up?
Yeah, I think we'll do that to
Hello? Can somebody get me out of here, please? I'm a little bit... And you can see that there's just 2 waving legs of Turin as he's half submerged in rocks.
One waving leg, one limp.
go and grab the good leg and sort of just point him out.
I'll grab the
Well, thank you again, Deacon Shade Creek. That's much appreciated.
Let's get out of this cave. We've got people to find.
Yeah, as he's thanking me, I'm tying rope around his waist.
Thank you.
We'll pop guidance onto him. May they'd go with you and take it easy this time.
And with you, my friend, and with you.
While he's climbing, can we basically just... I don't want to, pull him up by ourselves. As he's climbing, can we basically just pull the rope so if he loses footing, he doesn't fall, he's taut and secure?
I will say that that's giving him assistance. That'll give him advantage on the
Yeah.
check. Okay. So it's now starting to climb. Okay, so with that assistance, that isn't enough. He doesn't fall because you got him secure by the ropes.
Yeah.
He doesn't fall, but he can't get a good footing, and he's not making any progress currently.
If we start to feel him flailing, can we start pulling then?
You can start pulling, yeah, sure. So make this would be strength or athletics.
Do you want me to...
I'll do Brucon as well, yeah.
Do you want me to do it with advantage or...?
You can both roll separately because I'm not sure which one of you is stronger.
Him.
Him. It's not you. Okay.
Him.
He rolled his... Hang on a minute. Hang on. Why? Curses. Where is his sheet? There it is. Only, there he is.
That is his voice.
No, it's not his voice. That's not his voice. Don't be silly. No. 9. What did you get?
9.
9. Brilliant. 2 9s.
My sheet in very blue.
2 9s on session 9.
It's very blue.
It's the I was running out of ink. So with both of you rolling 9s, you lurch forward and you end up right at the edge of the slope. like, and the rest of you see Turin just slowly start coming back down the hill, bends out with just a few like pebbles and a bit of shale coming down. And Turin goes, Teenan down with you guys.
Oh, you ninny, I'll do this myself then.
And he goes up to help. The terrible rolling today. He goes up, falls flat on his face, doesn't do anything. What are you guys doing? I'm kind of stuck.
Games are allowed to just say
I will
stuff
pop
happens.
guidance onto you and sort of gesticulate up the slope.
Yep. Maybe the Dwarven Fellowship should just head out the front of the cave where everyone came in, and we'll go up here. And I start climbing up the rope.
Okay. So make an acrobatics check, please.
With guidance. Ooh, that's a lovely roll. That is 22.
22. Oh, I mean, finally.
I want to point out that all the rolls that we're not liking, rolls.
Yeah.
Can you save this for combat?
Yeah. Given your heritage and you're very used to climbing things, as it happens, being your Loranlak background. Loranlas, a nation amongst the trees. So he's very used to this kind of thing, and you see this as he sprightly kind of leaps and abseils up. Well, I say abseils, but climbs up using the rope. And it's just, he makes it look a breeze, and you kind of wonder why the dwarves are making such a meal out of this.
As I'm holding the rope, I just sat aside and go, dwarves, and I remember it's Google. Hey!
What was that?
Nothing. Just carry on holding.
He just kind of looks shiftily and strips his beard a little bit, carries on holding.
No, stroke your beard, hold the rope!
Is he now out of the ravine, off the rope? And all
Yes, he's up.
We'll
Brook on the ties
up,
stuff.
everybody.
Mr.
As you
Fleeting.
get up, I'm like, cuss.
Guidance.
Make them fly.
Make the what now?
Make him fly. Be much more helpful.
I don't think he has wings.
Make him levitate. Do magic stuff.
I don't have
Magic
that
stuff? I can do magic stuff.
Who the hell said that? Legitimately,
You
who
hear
said
from
that?
inside the ravine. From inside the ravine. There is like, I heard magic.
I was like, is that dwarf? 1, 2.
Does somebody want me to set fire to something?
Oh, no,
Can you make dwarves fly?
Flyer, not fire. L.
Is that kind of an expression that you guys say around here that's not something I'm familiar with?
Oh, there are going to be some words when Marta gets back. None of them will be good ones.
Marta, are you watching? Please let us know if you're watching. Chat is a bit dead on here.
You can send something to the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having problems connecting to the chat today for some reason. Don't know
Sauce
why.
chat.
What happens if you press refresh? Or have you done that?
Like where?
Up top. Top at the...
Oh yeah. Let's see. If it works, that'll be hilarious. Anyway, moving on.
It's just
So
a
currently
top.
there are
Yeah.
3 of you at the top, two half elves and a dwarf.
Ta-da! Fixed
Hey,
it.
chat's back. Okay, so 3 of you now at the top. Brucon at this point goes, "Oh, could you just take this a second?" And just
The
starts.
3 strongest.
He starts tying the rope around himself. So he's the anchor point at the end.
Marta's watching. All caps. What?
Right.
I think it was accurate.
Danger, Will Robinson.
So, yeah,
You can have that fight. You can have the fight with the DM. We'll see who wins. It's fine.
No, I think she's coming along with the Zippo the next time she's here.
Yeah, next time we have a fight with DM, he'll face us with a ravine.
She'll be like, I'm going to take a flamethrower to this place.
Don't stop digging a hole!
That's not her.
He's
That was a
he's
quote
actually
from a
been
film.
succeeding all of his roles, and he's like, no, they lose today.
No, today you guys pay. No, so 3 of you are currently at the top.
Yep.
The slope is
secure on the
rather steep. What are you doing?
I've popped guidance on Fleeting Look.
Thanks. I'll climb up the rope.
It's acrobatics.
16.
16 is enough. So yeah, it takes a little while, but you sure enough get to the top. Well, Martha's just said, what is going on? I thought you were supposed to be working. Why are you not here? Why are you not here? Anyway, okay, so you after a minute or so, you manage to just carefully place your feet. Don't cause too many tremors, and you get to the top.
As he gets like fleeting, can you help us secure the rope?
Yes. There's a rope.
It's a long rope.
50 feet, to be precise.
So you can help?
Can I just look around first, just make sure there's no danger?
Yes, you can make a perception check.
Thank
It's a
you.
very good idea.
I do, yeah. That was, yeah. No, it's okay, it's fine. Natural one.
All is safe.
You look around and it's like, oh my god, it's nighttime.
Well, we
I
assumed
hadn't noticed.
we assumed our glorious team leader was taking a look when he got to the top first. We'll blame him for any problems.
I mean, unfortunately, you weren't saying that in character, but if you were, I'm sure some sass would have occurred.
He's down the bottom there again.
I am going to bop guidance onto Neris
Okay.
and sort of gesticulate up the slope.
Neris, are you ready to climb up?
Yes! And she just rolls her eyes, and you see the red like just appear in the pupils and the flames, and for a moment, you feel a little bit nervous around her on the rope.
And for a moment, we all wait for her
She
response.
starts climbing.
She's responded.
No, that was before her accent just
that
then.
accent, yes, there was a time delay.
She starts climbing, and feels herself losing her footing, and in panic, flames appear on her hands. The rope snaps, and she falls down.
Just want to be out of the ravine.
And she...
Yeah.
I lost the dice. I'm so sorry. And she falls down and takes 9 points of damage. Not unconscious though, because she's level 2.
Yeah,
That's like a Leoberon +1.
9 damage and she's conscious because level 2.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, really.
All the novelty.
It's weird that, isn't it? So yeah, she's so she kind of brushes herself off, and she goes, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Because that's what she just said in the chat. So I just wanted to throw that in.
I will come over, dust her down, bop guidance back on her, and sort of advocate that she
As you
maybe
go
tries
to
again.
dust her off, she just kind of backs off, prestidigitates herself, like looking at you like, "What the hell?"
Sure.
And you've given her guidance. Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, she starts climbing again.
Team, what? How is she climbing? There's no rope now. You burned it.
Just climbing ropes.
That's a good point. The rope is there's so you burnt off. She's now burnt it off about halfway up. So there's about 7 feet short on the rope. So you guys are gonna have to let down more rope.
I'm just checking. The
How high is the slide?
crippled dwarf.
15
He's
feet.
at the top, right?
Oh, okay, so we've got loads more rope.
Have
Yeah.
we
We've got loads more
Have
rope.
we
We
just
can
been
go
climbing past
Yeah,
this one
it's gonna be
dwarf
fun.
for the last few
Oh, they
minutes?
fell back down again.
No, because he's on
No,
the rope.
Torrent's halfway up. He's
No,
still
we've just been
there.
climbing about round.
Yeah, you just climbed past him. He's still there. Like
Is he ever going to start climbing again?
he might. Are you going to ask him to climb up? 'Cause
No, he
his
is a
brother
real
told.
person. He's got agency in the world. He can do it if he wants.
Can we drag him up?
We were, but then we failed our strength.
Oh no, sorry, no.
He fell down.
He fell down and he
Yeah.
got buried. Yes, sorry.
And
yes.
He's
then,
not
and
buried right
then
now.
I
Leopold.
apologize. He's not buried anymore because you got him out. I'm sorry. I've
No.
lost track of this.
And
I've
then
lost
Leo-
track of this whole session.
No, he's
It's been
half-
2 weeks, okay?
No, he's halfway up. That happened afterwards. We tied the rope around him when he came out of the. When we dug him out, we tied a rope around him and pulled him up.
He got a natural 20. He climbed up to the top on his
Oh,
own.
thank
Let's
God
go.
for that. Oh,
Who cares
my
where he
word.
is now? He's at the top.
Yes.
I wasn't making
Yes,
that
he's
up.
out there.
Genuine natural 20.
He's at the top. Forget about it for a moment. It's now just dwarf and you.
Could I
And
congratulate him with a heavy pat on the back?
Neris, get out.
Yeah, he nearly falls back down, but he manages to stop.
The message.
I don't mind you doing it to him, but not to the rest of us.
The message
I'll
from
get what I
Marta. 9
He's like,
damage.
I'll give him a
I
half.
shall have my vengeance. You cannot escape the judgment, says Marta. Yes. No. Yeah. Judgment.
Why did I ask you?
Judging me for being here.
So,
Sorry.
We're trying to send Neris up. What guidance?
Yeah, you pop guidance on Neris, so it gives her a D4.
Default?
Oh, escape my judgment.
Oh, this time with the guidance gave her just enough. So she starts
And now it's just you.
Me and the other dwarf?
And now
recognize.
it's just you.
As
Tina.
Neris goes to start climbing the rope this time, she takes the other end that she burned. She goes up and she casts mending,
Yeah.
fixes the rope, and starts climbing up.
You may have just mended your relationship with her.
Hello.
Yay! Starts climbing up.
Escape the judgment. Wrong accent, yay.
Oh, I see. Escape the. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Oh, that was
she
on
gets to the top.
purpose.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
thought she was just typing.
it's just me
I
and
thought it
this
was bad. Grandpa.
douchey dwarf down at the bottom now, right?
Yes, it's just the two of you
I
left.
would like to turn. I would like to gesticulate. We go to the rope, and I turn to the dwarf.
Now, before we attempt this, I need to have a chat.
Oh,
I
yes.
think some manners would be appreciated, given that we have gotten both yourself and your brother out of the situation. So, how about a little less beatitude, sir? And I do this all in dwarf.
In Dwarvish, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, make it. That's very nice. Make a persuasion check. That might help you,
Oh, I don't
actually.
know.
I do. Can I hear this from Dan?
14.
Yeah, you'd be able to hear it well enough, unless he's intentionally being quiet, which I don't think he
No,
is.
not really.
What did you get? 14?
14.
14, lovely. Back in Dwarvish, she says, it's silence for a moment. It has been a long couple of days. I have been turned to stone. I have been turned against by the last party that I was with. I may come across as a bad-tempered dwarf, but I think I have my reasons. I apologize if that is rubbing you up the wrong way. And I don't mean when we
No,
squeeze past earlier.
That's okay. I appreciate your apology, and I would maybe vocalize something similar when you get to the top there, or at least just lay out the attitude a little bit. And I hand on your shoulder, guidance. After you, sir.
It's that he turns, heads, grabs the rope, about to ascend, turns back, and in Dwarvish says back to you. Sometimes it is best to play a role even if it is one that others don't like. It can serve you well in some situations. And starts climbing the rope.
Sure.
Play that role. Play that role.
Play that role.
Who's currently climbing the rope?
It's Teenan.
Just Tina.
Just him. Just on his own.
I carry on holding it.
Oh! And with that guidance, 4 on the guidance. He does make it because he has -1 dexterity, so this was always going to be a problem for him. But he gets climbs up, gets to the top. His brother runs over hobbles over and grabs his arm, pulls him up the last bit. Oh, well, that was quite a pickle, wasn't it? Oh wait, I think are we missing someone? Is there one of us that isn't up here yet?
The Mela, the guy who's been healing you.
The
The Elephant Man.
the guy who
Of
helped
course,
everyone up
I'm so sorry.
It's Loxodon.
Are you coming up here, Mr. Deacon Loxodon Man?
Guidance. And I start to climb.
Acrobatics plus your obviously your guidance. Last one.
That's going to be 18.
18.
Acrobatics.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 18.
18. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. So, and despite as you feel under your feet, but just due to your mass, that that's a nice way of putting it, the rocks are starting to roll below you. You grit your teeth and you start just kind of almost trudging through it as you're kind of going through the first layer of stone and manage to haul yourself up eventually.
I want serious XP for defeating this fucking ravine.
We better all level up.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
Well,
Excellent.
I guess we shall see.
We're at
So
the
you're
top.
out at the top of the ravine. You can see that the path apart from Fleeting Look, who's looking around like at the sky, the rest of you can see
out
that
of
the
cave.
What is day?
Or not.
So you're now basically within the foothills and the edge of the mountains of the Rakgarut Mountains. You can see a path ahead of you, just a kind of dirt kind of track. It just is it in the kind of the valleys of these hills, and it seems to be leading it ahead of you some way. There was no looking around you. The hills mask your view of most of the stuff to your right, and to your left you've got the mountain range. So your vision isn't great where you are, but there doesn't appear to be any wildlife, any foliage. It's mostly just rock and the grassy.
There's nothing
Knolls.
familiar here. Like we haven't driven by this earlier at some point.
Can I just ask, solely out of character? Can
Yeah.
you point on the map where we are?
Okay, so on the map, you guys, there's Half Reach. You
Yeah.
came. It's about halfway between where the cave is.
Yeah.
So you've kind of exited, and you're now kind of in the
Right, okay,
bottom of the
cool.
mountains.
Bottom of the sea, got it.
Should we point that out on the camera?
With dice cameras and up.
I mean, we could pop it out on one of our cameras.
That's also not going to be visible to anyone.
Yeah, it's not this.
Just like pointing
But
it with a
if you are
Yeah, if you
interested, the full map is up on our World Anvil page. This is a zoomed-in
there,
part
up
of
there.
the
We're going up that
of Burekrin, but the full map in its entirety is up on our World Anvil page, showing every single nation within the Manylands.
And
So
it's quite a cool map as well.
Thank you.
I quite like it.
made that
Yes.
on Incarnate.
Here's the
which
map
is
that
really
Jack
useful
provided
stuff.
earlier.
get some
Full world
sponsorship.
map.
That's the full world map. You can see that in all its glory up on our World Anvil page. Oh, it's just full of plugs today. Anyway, so the only obvious path that it seems is this one just going ahead of you. Is anyone survival trained?
No, I was about to ask if we could check, but I don't think anyone's actually trained in it.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Gonna rub some history
Our
on this.
range is the only one that didn't come.
Yeah, the ranger isn't with
But,
you, and he would have been good here.
That rock slide. Are we able to see if it was made by? You know how like the one that we've already.
See if
come
it's a
through?
trap of some
See if
variety.
it's the same thing of like they tried to cover their tracks. Or cover their
Yeah,
path
make
out.
an investigation check.
You realise it's all actually just bodies. Petrified bodies.
Natural 20.
Oh boy.
So we've already seen that they destroyed the entrance to it, which we've already gone through. Is this like similar work? They tried to cover their tracks to stop people following, or
So,
stop people going in the cave.
So on the face of it, it looked like just a natural kind of rockfall that had occurred over time, and kind of had formed a natural ascent out of the ravine. But when you start kind of looking into it, you notice that some of the rocks are broken, not in a way that you'd think was natural, or if it is, it would have happened very recently. The way they've been kind of sharply kind of cut, as if like mining equipment, for instance, has broken through these rocks and kind of almost formed that. It looks on closer inspection, you think there's a possibility this might have been made. But as to whether this is made to slow you down or whether it was actually made to form a kind of a slope out of the ravine, you don't know.
Cool. I'm going to relate it to the groups. Like I think they've done the same here that they did at the entrance. So they've definitely were able to escape the Basilisk. So it wasn't just that there are hopefully not too many more bodies of them in the caves. Besides that one we found in the spider.
Sneaky.
I must ask, I assume we'll be following this path out, but
Yeah.
what are our intentions now? We still have the rock breaker on the other side of the cave there, and there's your basilisk inside the cave, and we should probably get back to Cali Shallows, but then there's Lady Helene, and
If we follow this path as far as possible until we lose, if we hopefully follow the tracks, if we have taken her, then if we lose the trail, try and find our way back to towards the road, so we can figure out our way back. But follow the path as long as we've still got one.
good idea. Would you mind? I gesticulate down the path.
Yeah, and I'm going to point to our dwarf. Trying to lead the way.
Which one?
The one I don't like. That's not both of them. One
Make
or
a
the other.
persuasion check.
He's our leader.
Our fearless leader.
Persuasion, 15.
15. Alrighty. He kind of nods. Very good. And he pushes up ahead and goes in front of you and starts following the track with Brucon beside him, who's been examining the road a bit. And
I know we don't have any way to survival training or anything like that, but is there a way to see if there was anything like very obvious carriage tracks or anything like that, like they had something waiting?
well, that's exactly what Brucon was doing while you were chatting about this. And he rolled a 19 and it's +3. So yeah, he said So that's why he's out in the front. Actually, goes. The tracks seem to be leading this way. We should could we go on this way? Come on. Yes.
Brucon, right? Cool.
Is that no? Is that not obvious? It's not like an amazing Brucon. No. Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of grunting. You're not giving us much to work with.
Yeah.
It was good. What was there was good.
Yes. So anyway,
But, yeah.
so he's in front with Teenan. The two dwarves are now leading the way.
Is it foot tracks we're following or carriage tracks?
So he has what he points to, and you can see is this kind of scrape, kind of scuff marks down the tracks. It looks as if something's been dragged, along with faint footsteps either side.
Good. If they're dragging something, that means with the amount of rests we've taken in between, they're not as far ahead if they had a carriage or something waiting to take them.
Yes, funny that.
So we'll follow as quick as possible.
Okay, so carry on heading down, following this new track in front of you. So rolling hillsides as you start going through the sun starts climbing over the hills because it rises in the east, so it does come over the hills rather than the mountains.
It's night time, isn't it?
It's now dawn.
When it was just the end of that time, there's no way we can see like any lights or anything in the distance, like campfires or anything.
Not that you've noticed. No, nothing has stuck out ahead of you.
Other than the hills.
As other than the hills and the mountainside and the beautiful, and the hills are alive with the sound of silence. So as dawn breaks and you head sort of round one of these larger foothills, it curves round to the right, the path, and opens up ahead of you. You can see something in the tracks up ahead. In the path, there is two. I should say Teenan and Brucon see two large boulders in the road, not next to each other. They're kind of in different places along the dirt road, and there appears to be a humanoid figure body sort of at the foot of one of these boulders. The boulders look maybe 5-6 feet high, perfectly round, but very much rock-like.
Cool. Is there anything to the side of us? Like, are we near any trees, or is it literally just the bottom of two hills?
Well, as you get there, and you don't need to roll for this, I'll say you succeed on this anyway. When you get around and you inspect this, you also see, as well as those rocks, that there is off to the left of the track. There are two stacks of piles of stones forming kind of rudimentary obelisks. They're about 3 feet high. There's two of them. They seem to be positioned for a purpose, but they're both on the side. They're maybe 15 feet apart, and beyond that is kind of the foot of one of the mountains of the Garrett Mountains. That's all you can see from here.
Cool. I'm going to move back from the group slightly. Try and move. Is there any way to hide slightly to the sides?
You can go back around the foothill, but that's
too far.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to pull back slightly.
You're relatively open out here. If you went prone, you could probably, find some rock to kind of.
Oh no! Rock on the ground. Down.
Yeah. But other than that, there's no obvious cover.
What are you doing, Seth?
Last time I walked in somewhere first, I got turned to stone. I'm not doing that again.
Oh, but those were extenuating circumstances. I'm pretty sure there's not a but I guess there could be cockatrices up here.
So,
That is one thing we have in common, Master Elf. Last time I walked in somewhere first, I was also turned to stone.
I don't want to say. Damn Teenan.
We can't
Try
see
to
any
relate.
statues. Or
Does our healer not want to go check on the body?
Oh, well, if I...
We'll go together.
If I must. Oh, thank you, Mr.
Like, investigation check around, see if it looks like there's anything waiting in ambush.
So investigation, you'd have to go up and start, if you want to,
Okay.
go up around the
Perception
boulders
then,
and
sorry.
the perception.
Perception,
Yeah,
sorry.
you can do that. Yeah.
Just 13.
13. From what you can see, doesn't appear to be anything moving. There's no obvious signs of anything in hiding either. It just looks fair. It sounds quiet. It seems fairly still. Doesn't seem to be a lot going on here.
How far ahead from where we are is these two rocks and the body?
So there may be about 50 feet from you. So they're towards the edge of your dark vision.
Leo, Bryn and Mal will head up.
Mm-hmm.
On the way, I will sort of just casually mention, because we're not running, we're walking, a cautious stroll. What was that you were doing earlier with the...
Ooh! Yes, let's do some magic.
What was that? You seem to fuzz out for a moment there.
This one I can, and my eyes sort of like glow over. I'm like, now I can see magic.
Do you...
I look around.
Okay, so with detect magic, 30 feet range.
Detect magic.
How close are we?
So when would you start doing? I guess you'd start doing this when you're within 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
To make it work.
Well,
Just because otherwise it's a bit
pop it on
pointless.
and just
How
start
far
sweeping.
away were we to start with?
50 feet.
50 feet.
50 feet.
So you'd have to be at least 20 feet closer before you can start using the detect magic for that area.
We can do. I've got another trick that might be better before we get that close.
So when you've got bad depth perception, you move 19 feet closer and you're like, yeah, it's all clear.
Yeah.
31 feet away.
Instead of that, I will Misty Image. Misty Vision, sorry, that's a mix up of two things. Misty Vision's Silent Image.
Silent image.
I will Silence Image a me walking ahead of us, and the me will walk up all the way to the body.
You hear as you make that, just behind you, Seb's going, magic.
So it's
Is that a spell effect or something that, like a cantrip or?
Yeah, it's this Silent Image spell.
Okay,
So
so
I
it
can-
is just a spell.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the other Eldritch Invocation.
Oh,
I
okay,
have.
but I'm just...
So I can do that whenever I want.
Okay, but...
so silent image. So in front of your eyes, an identical Leobrin appears, but this one mute, completely silent. And as it walks, you notice it's not making any noise when it walks either.
Wait, one sec. Minor illusion. Footstep noises.
Make some footstep noises.
That
to make
only
it-
goes up to the 30 foot away.
So
So when you
And then I'll
instantly
just-
forget what
I'll
it
just
just
keep-
carries on
I'll just
walking.
I'll keep making the footstep noises
sounds like a
at the
horse.
30 foot range, and hopefully they won't clock that the noise is coming from a slightly different place. If there's anyone there.
So yeah, the silent image walks. I'm going to say you angle this so that it doesn't walk through the boulders, because that would be a giveaway. So it walks in the direction between them, and it just walks through,
As that image
carries
starts
on
to
down
walk,
the road until it's out of your range and disappears.
Oh, well, there's a body, right?
Oh yeah.
It stops at the body. And
Oh, you're making it stop at the body. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. It goes up to the body,
As it
stops.
starts to move forward, I do want to draw my dagger and prepare an action that if something comes out, not like saying it's out, but if something humanoid pops up, I'm going to throw a dagger at it.
Sure.
And I'll just have
Please don't be children.
the figure just like looking over the body. Now I have to check one thing, which is one or other of these concentration. They're both cool. We'll go up into the magic range and then.
would you like me to lead, or should
I'll
you...
You want to go break an
Go up.
obelisk?
to the 30 foot range.
Accompany him.
Yep. Okay. So you both get within range, and then
My silent image is still there.
yep, still there,
No one's
looking
attacked it.
looking at the body. You haven't told it to do anything else.
Cool.
as far as-
And it will vanish, and now I'll go into detect magic mode.
Within your range, the magic.
You may need to do a sound effect over the music.
Yeah.
That's going to be the thing forever now. We're going to meta for all of it.
Hello gifts of Jack just in this.
Yeah. And then we're just going to put it next to one of those things from the old X-Men TV show.
Yeah, I was
Professor
gonna
X
say.
going.
You only know you've made it when you have a gif of yourself. Right?
True, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really what
Honest,
for Christmas.
I was going more for
gift.
Cyclops, but sure.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Instead of a gift, you get a gif. I like it.
Hey.
So you don't say,
And
okay.
no magic here.
And sort of now forges ahead up to the body.
Okay, so you get up to the body, and when you get closer, you can now see, as the light is starting to stream in, you can see that this prone figure is wearing a blue and white chevron tabard of the Republic Guards that you've seen before. This one, this humanoid figure, from what you can tell, is female. Long hair, tied back, looks very dead, as it's half of its chest area is underneath the rock and has been crushed.
Okay. What do I know about the Republic Guard? Do they have functioning something similar to dog tags?
Yes, they do. You know this.
Attempt to find those?
So you can make an investigation check, sure.
Nine.
9. Okay. So with a 9, you rummage around the corpse and you find a dagger. You find a pack with a full water skin, 4 days worth of rations. You also find a black leather-bound tome with a red log fire motif on the front.
Black leather tome, red fire motif. Okay, I will pick up all of those things. I will, I will open the black leather tome.
Yep, open the tome.
Oh, what is it?
You look inside. You can see there's writing in there, but you cannot decipher what it's saying. It's illegible to you.
Oh, Mr. Leobrin, would you mind? Does this look familiar?
The general alphabet, the shapes of the words, some of them you recognise. There's something of the kind of draconic script about it, but you can't tell what it says. It's not something you can decipher.
Hand it over.
You look at it as what you look at it as well.
I will turn back to the group and just sort of safe.
As he starts to wave that, I'm gonna sheath the knife and start to come over with everyone.
I'll trot
Okay.
up. Having a look at the book.
Oh, I hold out the dagger. Is this of any use to anyone?
So I'll take that, and yeah, I'll take that. Can I?
Dagger.
Is there anything specific about the knife? Does it look similar to the knife I took off the other guy?
Yeah, it's made of fine steel. There's no embroidery or engraving on it at all. It just looks like a standard but well-made steel dagger. You're having a look at the book. Okay, so you look at the book again. Make an Arcana check.
I got that. I'm not got a good roll though. 8. That is an 8.
8. Your detect magic is still up at this point, so you can.
I can. Yes, it is still.
So you see that this is a magical book of some variety, but upon
particular magic.
but it's not something you know of. But yeah, you can. I would say that as you're next to him and you've just passed the book over and you've making it clear that it's magical in some.
It's definitely magic. It's pinging as not one of the 8 schools.
You can also make an Arcana check as well.
Oh no!
Oh, this is all gone. There's so many dice falling today.
Oh, it looks like a natural 20.
At least 3 have fallen.
See, I keep forgetting the dice frame. It's really irritating.
Yeah, you had it yesterday.
Yeah, I know, right? It's now in the bag. 16.
16. Okay, so you then then with a different pair of eyes almost. Now that you've been told that this is a magic book, hang on a minute. Let me have a look, and you recognise that this. Although you can't decipher what's written in it, given the fact that it itself possesses magical properties, you see that it seems to be extensive notes and scribblings underneath it. You can see that this looks like a spellbook.
Curious. Maybe this woman
A
here
wizard
was some
spell.
sort of a wizard. Well, I'm not sure what we can do with that, but I'm sure some of my colleagues back at the university will find some use for it. Do you mind if I hold on to it?
Sure. You picked it up first. I guess that's how it goes.
Well, just sort of jam into my backpack, I guess, or into a pocket.
Now, these boulders, you said they are perfectly round.
They're not. I say perfectly round. I mean, they're still boulders. They're just very round boulders.
What decimal point of pi?
They're not. They're not a perfect sphere, but they are.
Okay, I was just gonna say.
They are round.
Are they round enough to go? This is weirdly round.
No, they
investigate.
I wouldn't say so. They've got the same radius all the way around, but they're not. They're not.
That's very round.
It's very round, yes. But
weirdly round.
There are bumps and there's small bumps and indentations on it, but it looks like a well-formed
Your description makes me want to investigate it.
All right,
Because
make an investigation check. Go for it.
I'm like, that seems very specifically round for a random rock on a mountain.
Yes, 2 random rocks in the middle of the road. That's not suspicious.
But my dice rolls aren't wanting to play. That is a 7.
So investigation, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start rooting around, and you kind
I'm going to swap that d20.
So you don't move the corpse, but you kind of examine the rocks around there, and then you decide to go around the other side of the rock that's clear and not got a corpse under it, and start looking. And as you go around there, you look underneath. You almost jump up with surprise as you hear not from the rock, but from somewhere else behind you. You hear a deep booming voice, gravelly deep booming voice. Say, "Who goes there?"
Oh, well, this guy sounds fucking friendly.
Does everyone hear this or just me?
Everyone hears
Okay,
this.
good.
We turn around.
Yeah. Well, no. For you guys, no. You're facing the correct direction. He went round the wrong side of the rock, but he's behind him. So you guys are already in the correct-ish direction.
What do we see?
Nothing. It's exactly the same as it was before. You just hear a voice.
It's a path. Does it have any slope on it? Are we walking on an incline or?
It's very gentle incline going. Just a gradual descending.
Descending the way
Yeah.
we're okay.
Oh, knife is drawn
Gradually.
again from that voice. Sorry.
In a loud whisper, I'm like, what was the thing?
We
that
can't
just-"
see anything.
Neris just so that fire just appears in her hands, just looking around.
Mr. Lilbrin, what have you found? What have you done?
I found nothing. The voice is from the side everyone else is on, right?
Who sent you?
Oh, Mr. Lilbrin, if you can maybe do that thing with your eyes again and see if there's anything...
Yep. I come around to the side the voice is coming from and pop
Make a perception check.
Cool. With my detect magic or?
Even before you did the detect magic, you can do the perception check to try and work out where the voice is coming from.
Maybe we should just answer.
11.
Right.
Yeah.
11. Due to the acoustics in this particular area in a valley, the voice bounces around the hills, the mountainside. It's very hard for you to pinpoint exactly the source.
And if I whack my detect magic up,
Yep.
can't see.
Not within your range.
Not within
Nothing.
30 feet.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing. The spell book and
Not even if he scans.
the usual
Yeah.
suspects, but other than that,
Not even with a scan.
nothing.
No.
Nada. It's the metal detector. The magic detector is doing nothing currently.
Dan,
Can,
you...
can I? Oh, no, you go for it.
Oh no, just, how heavy do the boulders look?
I mean, they're as tall as you,
As tall as
and they look like they're made of pure rock.
Has his own
They
priorities.
look like
But
look pretty heavy.
they're
Element
very,
of rock.
very round, and we're
Yeah.
on a slight decline, presumably.
Yeah.
See, this is why I love his
Can
work.
I give it?
I love
Can I
his
give it a
work.
nudge just in the direction of?
Sure, yeah, you can try. Make a strength or athletics check.
Anybody want to give me a hand just for?
Are you saying...
What do we see you doing?
Huh?
Do we just see you go to a boulder and just sort of like?
So you've gone.
There is reasoning behind this.
You got a
what words
Well,
are you
yeah,
saying to convince
You can't
us to
get
help
involved
you?
in stone without
Okay.
a dwarf being involved. I'll help you.
Just I think we should work out where everyone
Don't
is,
give him
where these
minions.
boulders are, and which way downhill.
Where it will
is.
be the one that you're not behind, and
Which
everybody
has a
else
body
is
underneath.
and everybody else presumably is coming
downhill.
So it'll be
they're
the
coming
second boulder,
down.
which is a bit further
Yeah,
away.
so we're walking downhill.
We're
towards
walking
the
downhill, or
boulders.
we're walking
Very slightly going downhill the path.
So it'll
They-
be
Okay.
pushed
Down-
forward in the way that we haven't been.
Downhill, is that the way towards the voice?
You don't know where the voice is coming
Presumably though, because we've just come from.
from. So
uphill.
just to paint it out a bit more geometrically, so the path that you're on is steadily going downhill away from you into the distance. kind of around some hills and stuff. You've got hills on your right-hand side. You've got the mountainside on your left, and also in front of this mountain, you also have the 2 obelisks, which are slightly raised up on it. Basically, the bit off to the left with the 2 obelisks is maybe is slightly raised compared to where you guys are. It's maybe
While he's
5
doing
feet up.
all of this motions, you're sitting there like, I've got boulders covered.
I've got boulders, yeah. I know where you're going with this, Marshall. I've got you.
So when
Marshall was working so hard in his pantomime. You're like, I've got the boulders, mate.
it's just like one of
Boulders
those.
are important.
It's like one of those school projects where you got that one kid that does everything, and
And
everyone
the
else does
tree.
one thing. I've got my boulders, and I'm just going to stay here.
It's like your job. You're the tree. You're gonna hold these branches.
So you guys would get an A, and you had done nothing, and he would have done all the work, but he got an A as well, so it's fine.
Hello, first year of uni. Computing.
Just coasting
classes.
by with your boulders, yeah.
So you're pushing a rock.
So
Yes.
and Taran's going to help you.
Oh, wonderful.
Is it the one that's got corpses underneath?
No, I don't
Corpse.
think so.
Cool. Just making sure.
So it's athletics or just strength if you don't have it.
Oh yeah. No, I've done it before, don't I? Yeah. 5.
5. Well, he rolled 19, so
The boulder did.
he's no Taran.
It's a lie.
Oh my god! No, Taran
Sorry.
rolled 19 and he has +5 for athletics, so he gets 24. How much did you get? Sorry,
5.
5, so 29 between the two of you. And you see that like the dwarf, despite his size, is obviously of stocky stuff, and it does move very slightly. It does stop rolling a little bit, but he can't quite get it enough to get the momentum to start rolling, and he has to heave it back down.
With his one leg.
Oh, I'm sorry, I tried.
With his one leg, he has not skipped leg day.
So the boulder didn't move.
The boulder hasn't moved. No.
Are you still huffing and puffing?
No, he did most of the effort. I only rolled 5, so I'm just
So you're like that. But despite that, are you still trying to get it to move?
No, I've given up.
Okay, fine.
Who sent you? Answer me.
We've come looking for a kidnapped woman.
We are independent contractors.
We've come. No one sent us.
I think we've flummoxed it.
Everyone needs to roll initiative.
Yay!
Try and be friendly.
Oh, now I roll good.
Be an adventurer, meet new people, they said. Go see new places, they said. That's how dangerous it was going to be.
Should just send a rock down.
Oh.
No, just like randomly leaving on a rock.
It wasn't randomly. I said we should have sent it down. It's a clear, undisputed message.
There's definitely some combat music as well. And I haven't taken a short rest.
No, me neither.
Squeaky bum time.
Yeah, we are like level 2 to 3, and we do like a short rest after every combat.
Yeah.
It's fine. I
It's just
can
like
cast
real life. You know, you
silent
fight, you
image
rest.
as often as I want.
When I fight, I cry. That's what I do in the aftermath. But it hurts so much.
Owie! Okay, so this is going to be complex because there's quite a few people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lump Tina and Tareen together on the same initiative because that's simpler.
Tareen.
Sorry? Tareen.
Tina and
I
Tareen.
love Tareen. I love ham hock Tareen.
Ooh, lovely.
Should we put Martyr and Daenerys and Brucon on the same initiative?
Shall we? I don't know. Shall we? Did I do
Does that make
Yeah,
a lot
Can we do that? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, if it just makes
Sounds
it
good
easier
to
for
me.
you.
Yeah. I'll lump them in with.
You've literally got
I'll do
4
Tina and Taryn, Neris, and yeah,
You've
two
literally got
different
4
things.
NPCs and the enemies.
Yep. So, oh, that's handy because they're about the same on the initiative. So, just the one guy left.
Are we on a map or are we in the theatre of the mind?
So for this, can you turn to map 2, please?
Map 2s. Ah. Big empty void with a hole in it.
Yeah. So that path is basically where you guys are. Yeah. The
Wouldn't have that been easy about 5 minutes ago?
Yes.
you see the rock face where the gap is in the rock face. That's where the 2 obelisks are either side of that, and that is still there.
Do you have pens?
I do. There you go.
Obelisk.
Marshall, you get the pleasure of being in charge of the being cameraman with the
Camera
action cam, the
time.
dice cam.
Dun,
Where are
dun,
the
dun,
boulders?
dun, 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 dun.
Good point. The boulders. I'll give you the boulders actually.
Do we want to go top
These
down?
are not perfectly round. They're perfectly sloping.
How do I detangle this tangle?
how big a square do you want them taking up?
So they take up a 5 feet square each. One. Yeah, one there and one there. Let's say. That's about right.
How long
Okay.
is this cave? Ooh, it's quite long. Do we want to look directly down? Because we can hang it off the wire.
If you'd like, you can do that.
See if we can do this. Reason about
Might do a bit of jiggery pokery with it.
We're gonna wobble everyone, aren't we? Yeah, you get me.
So anyone get 25 to 20?
20.
20. Okay, so you go second.
Okay, I'm gonna practice this a different
Who
time.
before?
Yeah, just do like
Just do normal for now.
So
Okay, so and nobody else above 20?
No.
Just write this down.
you were trying to push this downhill.
Yep.
Oh, there's one.
Brucon's helping you.
We've not short rested since the Basilisk.
No, we short rest after that.
Yeah, we have short rest after
You're-
Basilisk,
you're
but we
like
have been in a. We've been in a fight.
Well, we short rested before the bats.
15 to 20.
15.
15.
Yeah, before that.
Anyone else? 15 to 20?
Oh, I'm 20. Sorry, 20. I was.
You were
I
both 20, so can you roll?
Any attention?
was trying to do the camera.
Yes, to be fair,
12.
you had priorities.
13.
13, so you're 2, you're 3.
My numbers.
Wait, someone beat 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maniac. Absolute.
I'm a maniac,
Fiend in the deck
maniac.
scores.
Now I get the good rolls in.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's
Be a better way
Leobrin,
of having this.
and then Seth, and then you got 15. Anyone else? Dan, did you get?
9.
9. Okay, so you're 15. Oh, can you... Yeah, we'll say you go next. And then after you is Neris and Brucon.
Just what's wrong with this?
I can do that. I've got this
Oh,
whole leg set
that's
up.
super wicked awesome.
It gets it up a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So Neris and Brucon go after Fleeting Look, then Tina and Turin, and then finally bring up the rear is Mala.
I think I've got this to where everyone is. So I've got Brucon and Fleeting up by one rock. You two inspecting were by the other rock. I'm just a little bit behind Neris because you called us up. And I've just put Tina and Turin behind us because we
Yeah.
called up.
Yeah, makes sense. That sounds good to me. Nice little camera angle as well.
What's the view like?
It was good.
Oh, there, nice.
Nice. Ooh, look at this moving shot. Okay, so
For people thinking we've just got black stuff on the thing, the jelly beans are obelisks.
yes, those are the obelisks. Those little jelly beans there. So that's
Nice.
accurate
There we go.
representation. So first thing that happens then is okay. So you two who've been inspecting boulders and stuff. You guys near the boulders recoil a little bit because the boulders start to rumble and start to rock in place.
Oh,
Rocking around.
I've played Breath of the Wild. I know what this is now.
I love
And Fleeting Look, first one rolls straight into you. Okay, so it makes it so this is an attack roll. So let's see if this works. Does a this could be close. Does a it's not. It does a 14 hit. Okay, no. So so it crashes into you, but you managed to keep your footing. Don't take any damage. The second one between you two.
Did you say that a rock is attacking?
Yeah, the boulders are rolling at you. Yeah.
They're rolling uphill.
Yeah. So Leobrin, I would say that just before your detect magic disappears, magic aura starts appearing around the boulders, and then they start moving, and okay, something's happening.
starts appearing. So
Yeah, just appears. It's bam, just flashed into existence. And Malar does a 21 hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So slam as this boulder crashes into you. You take that was a maximum roll. You take 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Well, that was fun knowing you guys. Yeah, that knocks me on my arse.
Are you unconscious?
I'm on. Yeah, because we didn't take a short. Well, because
Yeah.
No, I'd rolled a hit dice and whatever. 17 is still a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a lot at level
17 is
2.
a lot.
So with that, the 7-foot Goliath, not Goliath, but you know what I mean, the David and Goliath story. The 7-foot Loxodon collapses to the ground unconscious. Your healer is now unconscious. One of them, anyway. Okay. That's that. Next is Leobrin.
Yes. There's a good lineup.
I like it. Nice long shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Leobrin.
Where are they?
Where are what?
Enemies.
Enemies. They're rocks.
Can you roll a
Are these
d20 as well, DK?
These the boulders that are attacking us. Oh wait. They're
Use
magic.
Inspiration. Is it something I'm not going to consider using that for?
Yes.
Actually. No. Yeah. 13.
I will try and Eldritch Blast the boulder that is coming at us.
Alright. Hit that boulder.
Hit that boulder.
One more time.
It's gonna be a 22 to hit.
Hits, roll for damage.
Yo. 3 force damage.
3.
Yeah.
3 in total. Alright, boulder.
It's a D10.
Oh, I thought. Oh, of course it is. Never mind. 3 damage. So yeah, with that what was perfectly round boulder does you take a chunk out of it. It's still there.
It doesn't react. It merely just blasts a hole in it.
It's a boulder. You just chip a bit off,
I was
and
just
it's
checking
still there.
if it had life imbued in it by magic, or if it was just being controlled by someone else from a distance. And if it's not reacting to the blast,
not reacting
I
to the
assume
blast,
it
no.
is inanimate.
Yeah.
In
That's
that
a good
case,
assumption.
I'm gonna start. The only other interesting object in the area is the obelisk, right?
Yep. I'd say so.
I'll start trying to go towards the obelisk and see what's up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Can I have a look at the obelisk? while I'm there, or is
Yeah.
there
I'll
time
say
for that?
as a free action you can do a perception check.
Cool. Da-da-da. With my detect magic still up. What was it? Investigation? Or
Perception.
Perception. Okay, 9.
9. The obelisks don't appear magical.
Cool.
It just seems like that's the rock face. That's the edge of the mountain of one of the mountains in the Rango Mountains. There's nothing. Doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy about it.
Just an obelisk.
From what you can see, there's just the 2 obelisks either side of you, and then just the mountainside.
Okay.
Tricky.
Tricky.
Are you doing anything else?
It's my move and my action. I not got any BAs.
Okay. Alrighty then. Next is Seth.
Well, we already took like a small investigation, perception when we came up, and we
Yep.
didn't see anyone.
Nope.
There's not many hiding places, are there?
Nope.
Based on the fact that the only magic people I've fought so far keep conjuring stuff, I have to assume there's someone around there, and since the guy that knows magic has gone to the obelisks, I am going to run over and attack an obelisk.
Attack an obelisk.
Yeah.
Alright.
But it's-
Yeah, baby.
Hit that obelisk.
It makes sense of like what I've seen so far. The magic guys run over to the obelisk. I'm
Yep.
gonna have to assume I have to hit it.
Make an attack roll.
Does 25 hit?
Yes, it does. Roll for damage. I mean, it's an inanimate obelisk, but you get sneak attack because of your pal being next
I'm
to
actually
you.
using my dagger
And
mostly,
it?
so-
You sneak attack an obelisk.
You
It didn't
snuck
see
up
it
on that
coming.
obelisk. It really didn't
It's
see you
not
coming.
aware of him.
It has no awareness when you think about it.
That's only 17 damage.
17 damage with the rapier.
No, I used my dagger, so I had that prepared.
Oh, use the dagger. Okay.
My dad.
He's-
So you go, ting! One of the rocks falls off the top of the obelisk.
One down.
At this, I will say, no, they're not magical.
I was just to stand up, so I'm just going to take the dagger out. Do you have any idea what to attack?
Not yet.
Oh. After he says, like, as if possible to use a free action to perceive, see if anything's changed since the last.
Make a perception check, sure. Fine.
9 non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20.
Just to compare, see if anything's changed since when we got up
So
here.
you hit the thing and you're like,
Well, after he says not, he's like, that's not it. I'm like, cool. I'll look to see what I do need to hit.
okay, so the one thing that you notice when you go up there is that although it's the mountainside ahead of you, there does appear to be a crack in the mountainside. So it's kind of half concealed. It looks like there may be an entrance, there may be a way in that way.
Can I use the rest of my movement to go towards it?
Yeah. How much have you got left?
I've gone. What was about here? So 5, 10, 15, 20.
20. All right. So
these cliffs here, are they actual cliffside there? That
yes. So I would say you need to go up in through the
So,
main entrance there.
20, 25, 30, and I'll use my bonus action to dosh.
Gosh.
To dash. 35. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going on the map.
Basically towards where the hole is.
Oh, okay. 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Like, is it one line here?
It's all just as it appears on the map.
Oh, so it's literally just open space.
It's kind of open space, yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
slightly uphill you're running rather than downhill, like the path, but
well, then as
towards the mountainside.
So if I come through towards this open area, is there like an obvious person there?
Nope. Nothing, because you've already rolled a perception check, so it
Yeah,
would already be that, and no, nothing to report in addition to that. So that's you. Next is Fleeting Look.
I'm going to run away from the boulder.
It's a good strategy.
Yeah, thank you. And towards Mala, where I will touch the tip of his trunk and cast Cure Wounds.
Cure Wounds.
D8.
Plus 4. 5.
5. Do you
Thank
have
you very much.
any bonus actions at all? Or you've still got a bit of movement left.
Yeah, I'll just stand guard over Mala.
Cheers, buddy.
Nice.
No worries.
Okay, great. So then it's Neris. No, alphabetical. Brucon. It's Brucon next.
Where's Brooke?
There he's like, he sees you two heading off towards the obelisks and sees what you did and you. What? Oh, okay. And he runs over towards the obelisk. He goes for the other obelisk and he just like jumps up and goes to kick it like that, like in his monkey style. Like jumps up.
Yeah, I realise on camera you can only just see Jack's head. Like he did a great kick just
Thank
there.
you. I did it. So basically, he jumps up towards it and goes to kick it, just like he did with the Basilisk. Not a roundhouse kick, but a good ninja kick nonetheless. He rolled terribly. He rolled a 3 on the dice, so that gives him 8, which doesn't do any damage to the obelisk. He kicks it, and then he unarmed strikes it like, oh, and in a fit of embarrassment and rage, goes to hit it again. But this time, he does connect with his unarmed strike. Ah! One of the rocks falls off the top of the obelisk. And he just turns to you and goes, is this not what we're doing?
It's the same thing I said to Seth. These aren't magic.
Should I hit them anyway?
I mean, you do you. I think Seth ran off that way for some reason.
Right, okay. And he goes to follow Seth with the rest of his movement, so he's got... he has, because he's a monk and he's second level, he has a bit more movement, so he can now move 35 feet, so he's however much he's moved minus that from 35.
He's moved 15.
Great, so he's got another 20 feet to get up nearer to you. It's a very speedy dwarf. Then it's Neris.
Speedy for a dwarf.
Indeed. Okay.
I know what you're going to do for that.
Set fire to everything.
He sets fire to a rock. Now we've got a lava ball falling
She
at us.
just kind of looks around, fire in her hands, goes, guys, I don't know what we're meant to be doing. I just have no idea.
We don't either, but Seth went that way.
Neris gets much angrier much quicker than this. And she was pliable.
She casts,
Or firebolt, sorry.
What has she got?
she runs over to where you are, and she mage hands up one of the rocks off of the obelisk and drops it down. Is that helping?
Why is no one listening?
What?
I said
We're
this.
all far away.
It's all happening at the same time. Like, we don't know what's going on.
She can get to here with 30 feet.
Mage Hand picks up a rock, drops it down. Yeah?
Sure, why not? You also
Okay.
follow Zeph, maybe.
Okay.
You're the gatekeeper, so keep it going. Keep it going through the cliffs.
Alright. Okay, and yeah. She
Away from the boulders.
She starts she starts following the others. Okay, right. Then it's the two dwarves at the back. Okay, firstly, Teenan,
If you'd like, they can stay there. Okay.
yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. Teenan actually runs up to you and casts a spell. He goes, "Fair fan, will you get myself and these incompetent people out of here?" And he casts. He stays where he is. Sorry, and he bonus actions healing word
Oh, cheers, buddy.
over to you, giving you giving you 4 hit points back.
It's weird. Right, let's experiment with this new build.
Turin, meanwhile, is also uncertain what to do, and so the two dwarves run towards the boulder in front of them, and they both go to attack it.
Is the boulder still in transit or is it stopped?
It hit you and it has stopped for the moment. I'm not joking here. You can bring the camera over. That's 2 natural 20s together.
Yeah, that's alright. That works for us.
So they
Oh, wait,
both.
this is on our side for once.
Yeah, so
carry on.
they both crit on their weapon attacks.
The DM's roles are helping the players?
What?
Different
Game
different
are we
campaign.
playing?
So Teenan hits it with his warhammer. So he does double the damage. So he does double the dice. He does 13 points of bludgeoning damage to the boulder. Okay, that's a good hit. And Turin goes for hits as well, and he hits it with his spear, with his shield and spear. Lunges out, but he does. Yeah, but you see, what's interesting when he runs over. You don't see this; you're too far away. But what Fleeting sees is that when Turin runs up,
Only Fleeting sees this.
only Fleeting sees this, and probably Mala, while he's on the floor, sees. As Turin runs up with his shield and his spear, you see his martial training as his feet don't stop moving as he goes to make the attack. He hobbles, but both his feet, he seems to be just constantly moving as he jabs at this inanimate object, and he's like, so he rolls a superiority die.
Hey!
Adds 5 to
They're not
his.
useless.
NPCs have classes as well.
Yes.
I need to know
He
which
gets
one.
so that ups his AC by 5 because evasive footwork is great. Lunges with the
Oh, the other one.
spear. He does 7. He does 10 points of damage with the spear. This boulder is now like almost half the size that it was, as chipping away at it. Is that with the spear ready to go? Top of the order. And so with
Whoa, wait, what do you mean, top of the order?
bottom of the order, I do apologise, Mala.
Go
Knock
down.
me out and then just skip over me.
Go down.
It's like you weren't even here.
I would like to stand up. So, what state is that boulder in?
The boulder is looking about almost half the size that it was before, with the amount of stuff that has been chipped off a bit.
Yeah, okay, fine.
And it's been chipped away to a perfect circle.
It's still a perfect circle.
Actually, I'm gonna move around it. I'm gonna.
Why do you have these extra?
Neris and Brucon,
Okay.
Tina and Turin.
Just checking. Just
so you
checking.
know.
It's like, oh, some magical enemies that didn't do anything last round.
They're not here. What are we talking
They're
about?
holding their action.
So,
I've got up and moved, and I can't really do a great deal else. So
you're going to dodge as an action, or
I tell you what, I could probably dash actually. 1, 2,
Dashes gets ready to attack some others.
3, 4, 5, 6. I'm running after a bit.
just like everyone seems to be going that way, I'll just follow them. Okay, that's a good way.
Also,
Stick
I think
together.
this is up the incline.
Yeah.
Things will have a difficult time rolling up the incline.
Smart, that is smart. So, okay, so
Rocky's turn.
top of the round. Okay, so firstly, the boulder that you guys, the 3 of you are around, just gonna. Okay, that's lucky. It goes for... starts rolling towards the nimble-looking Turin. Tries to roll into him.
Yeah, you mispronounced Tina. It goes towards Tina.
Inconsequential. It,
Good try.
it rolls... Okay, so he rolled an...
Crushes both of
So it does.
Tina's
So 16, unfortunately, won't hit with his not only with his AC of 18 with the shield, but also because of his nimble footwork. He has an AC of 23 currently, so he's not getting hit. So it just bam, it doesn't do anything. He's just solid. Stops that. The second boulder goes towards the nearest person to it.
God, good martyr.
The nearest.
The nearest, you might say. 19 is going to hit Neris.
Neris comes back. We didn't kill
This
her.
is what happens when you're not here and you complain about things. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
God, she's actually going to set fire to you.
I'm just kidding. But
we will watch.
Yeah,
I am,
we
of course,
understand
joking.
your decision, Marta, and we stand behind you.
I'm just bitter because I miss both you guys.
Way
But
Yeah, away from flames.
13 points of damage. She falls unconscious.
Sounds bad, right?
Been there.
Heal at 2.0.
I can't actually.
And next up, ahead of you at the front of the pack, you see this crack in the mountains, and then you see suddenly to your left a boulder rolling straight towards you.
Oh, wait, coming from over here?
Yep.
Oh,
Oi.
Sorry.
Well,
please don't let that be prophetic.
here or here? Here.
Sorry. Where is this coming from? Sorry.
Straight ahead of you, just in the crack of the mountain, it rolls straight towards you.
This is a boulder.
It's rolling.
This is a Hagrid.
Does a
If your turn rolls around and you're not ready to go with something, I'm going to throw a fucking...
well, 22 I'm pretty sure hits.
I've been told to be the camera person.
Find a spot and leave it.
Because it rolled at least 20 feet straight towards you, it does more damage. It charges into you.
That's just because I started it there.
This is like its version of sneak attack on you.
Calm a bitch.
It does 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
That is my health exactly.
Okay, you go unconscious. Can you roll a d20?
Brilliant.
10.
Hagrid's body.
10? 10 is
I
fine.
like that. I like that.
Don't know what that's for.
No, you won't know unless you fail it. It's fine. But you are unconscious.
But you know when you failed it.
You will know when you failed it. He knows. It's happened. Anyway, so you're now unconscious. Yep. So this boulder rolls in, knocks Seth unconscious, and then you see it unfurl into basically a rock-like humanoid, about 5, maybe 6 feet tall. Got this kind of wide, squat build. It's not as big. You won't know because you
No,
weren't there.
but I was just as a hypothetical.
The only person who would know is unconscious.
It's Golem.
That's what I'm thinking.
If they're not Golem.
We're fighting
no.
either Graveler, Geodude, or Golem.
Yeah, we're in a Pokemon battle. I choose you.
How many arms does this have?
2.
2. So,
Golem.
yeah. Or Geodude. But it's big enough. It should be Golem.
Geodude. Sorry.
Please sponsor us, Nintendo.
We love you. Thank you.
We've dropped 2 game references this evening, so...
This is where we make the Manylands the anime. Just a thought. Anyway, so that happens. Unfurls its squat form before you all and says, "Leave here." It doesn't say Geodude. That's its go, Leo.
Cool.
Leo.
Having heard this, Libra goes, sure, okay. And I'm gonna grab Neris's unconscious body.
Oh yeah, she's down too.
In one round, 2 of you went down.
Gonna grab.
Dude, we don't have HP yet.
Yeah.
And can I try and drag her out of the way of the boulder that is bouldering
Yes. So that halves your movement to drag
Yeah.
out. So, but you can do this.
her? 5,
And you haven't got negative strength, so you're probably fine.
10, 15. That way.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
That's sensible.
Is that my action?
I'll be generous and say no.
Ooh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna launch a blast at the boulder that was bouldering her.
Alrighty then. Launch a strike at the
Launch a
boulder.
blast. Is gonna hit.
We'll do
That's
launch
a-
blast.
23 again.
Hits.
Don't
Interestingly.
try and get on Marta's good side by
No,
doing her
like,
favourite
you are-
accent.
Oh, she's already said full trust for the mending thing earlier, so.
No, I was
He knocks her out.
Yeah. Potato.
3 force damage again.
This. It's like Groundhog Day.
I
3
rolled
damage.
the same hit, and I rolled the same damage.
Maybe I could roll 2 crits again with the dwarves. That'd be handy, wouldn't it? Anyway.
Kill that boulder.
So you blast it. No bonus actions though. Maybe.
No bonus
Okie
actions.
dokie.
No spells.
Seth, you need to make a death saving throw.
16.
Okay, 1 success. Good. Keep rolling those, please. Fleeting's your go.
I'm going to take out a small patch or a small piece of parchment
Okay.
and place it on top of the bowl. Yeah.
I got the reference.
Thank you. Cool. I'll
Inspiration.
For...
I wish this.
We all know that paper beats rock, so.
Oh, I was going with Jewish golems.
No.
Sure.
What? Okay.
I mean, that.
The story for
I'm not in place.
Yeah.
the original law for golems, they were made by them and they had to write a note and put it in the mouth and they did his command.
Written
Oh
Harry
yes.
Power
Oh, you're right.
words.
Yes, of course. I see. That had levels.
That's,
levels of
that's
joke.
what I was going for.
That's maybe more highbrow than the actual joke. This is like when people review theatre productions and they put way more thought into it than was actually there. Yeah, just like that.
Paper
So
beats rock.
we love his knowledge of 16th century law. It's like, paper cover rock.
Okay, that's your free action.
Thank you. Yeah, I will attack the rock with my bottle axe.
Attack the block, rock. Attack the block, rock.
Yeah.
Attack the rock.
He's aiming for the piece of paper that's now the guide.
21.
21 hits. Roll damage.
Wonderful. 4.
4 points of damage. Chipping away this rock. But incredibly small amounts at a time you're chipping away at this thing. I've also been calculating wrong, but that's fine.
Save, aren't you?
Because of
No, I'd
resistances.
have to do it.
So,
It's just when this guy gets an action.
Neris is next, and she has to do a death saving throw. She succeeded with 17.
I feel like you'd say she succeeded no matter what because you're afraid of her.
Nope, that's not true. Brucon's go. Okay, where is he?
In the middle.
He's in the middle there.
Good team point.
Yeah, I was
there.
going to say, synchronise.
He, does he have any healing? No, he doesn't, but...
There's a healing potion on me, which he knows of.
He turns back his hair. I forget how long his hair is, but he turns back, swaying in the morning breeze, to you and says, "Get the elf. I'll deal with this." And runs straight forward.
Oh.
Get the elf. That's most of our party.
And
Yeah.
That's both people.
Which elf?
and he runs up to the figure there, and he uses his action to dodge.
It's like, I've got this! Goes into Mortal Kombat pose.
Actually, hang on a minute, because he's got key points. So let me just check what he's got. Flurry of blows. Oh yeah, sorry. He used. I apologise. I thought he had that. He goes to attack.
That's very brutal of you.
He misses.
not
But
very
then he
good.
gets a flurry of blows, so he can get to hit it again.
Very brutal.
He misses again.
And again.
But he uses his a key point to use patient defense, so he can use dodge as a bonus action.
So, we were exactly where we were 30 seconds ago.
Yes, but he's but
He's now
he
shy.
tried to attack
2 key
twice.
points, okay.
Yeah, he's got 1 key point left. He's fine.
Sure.
Did he use 2 key points?
Sorry, not a flurry of blows. He did an unarmed strike, so he got a second one because of his monkey.
Yeah, technically that is also your bonus action. It's fine.
He missed. It doesn't matter. We'll overlook that. I don't know monks very well. Next is
you guys.
the 2 dwarves. So they're both going to attack the boulder. Or should I say, Turin's going to attack the boulder. 12 misses. Teenan is going to look at his spells and do something different. He's going to Healing Word on Neris. Over there. 2 points. 2 points of healing, so she's up. Sorry, 4 points of healing, so she's up.
She's got health.
How much
And then he'll
health-
attack her.
How much health does Neris have as, at max?
At max, she has 17. So.
Double figures health.
Oh, the novelty.
One day.
So she's on 4.
Level 4. Level 4 I have to... Level 4 I mathematically have to hit double figures. I can't not be in single figures at level 4.
So,
What
yeah.
if you roll 1?
Teeny goes to hit it. He does, so.
I think it says a minimum of 1.
With the Warhammer, does another 7 points of damage to the boulder. Takes another chunk out of it.
I'm gonna check though.
Okay, so Mala.
Right. Seth, what's your maximum hit points when you have them?
21. He hit me exactly my max.
Okay, cool. Right. Action, Channel Divinity, Preserve Life. I give you 5 points of healing. I give Neris. Actually, I give you 6 points of healing. I give Neris 4 points of healing.
Cool, that puts her on 8. Thank you.
And what am I going to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn.
Ooh. So you move up behind it.
Yep.
In a flanking position.
Mm.
Aha. Okay, great. Top of the
Not
order.
that I'm depending on anything there. You can do whatever you want. Just it feels like a good place to be.
Top of the hors d'oeuvres.
Okay, top of the round, sees you moving round this great guardian of stone, and lumbers around, and just with one just massive boulder-like fist just comes down onto you. He didn't roll. I really should have rolled and then described what he did. Does a 12 hit?
No, sure.
Just you managed to parry it and crashes onto the ground by more to the point you move out the way of it, because this is lots of rocks coming at you. So it does no damage to you. The 2 boulders then, the first one in amongst the 3 of you goes for Turin again, but he's not dodging this time with his evasive footwork. So 22 does hit. He takes 6. He takes 11 points of damage. You see him falter. He kind of stumbles back. His helmet's kind of bent a bit over one side of his face, but he's still up in the fight. The second boulder then it's got 15 movement speed, but 30 when rolling, so it moves 5 feet back. And then it rolls straight towards the 3 of them, and just to be specific, it's going to roll towards Fleeting Look, because that's rolls straight at you. Goes to hit you. Okay, 20 hits. Yes. Okay. Hey, puns. I would give inspiration for puns, but it's not your character. Okay. Sorry.
Seth wakes up.
11.
Rock in a hard place.
Spits out blood.
Yeah. Should have written a different character
16
profile.
points of bludgeoning damage.
It's me exactly dead.
Unconscious.
Ah, that one.
Can you also roll a d20, please? So with that, the turquoise tiefling collapsed to the ground. Good, 16's fine. You collapse to the ground. You're now unconscious. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Next on the list is Leo. Leobrin.
I'm assuming I notice that Neris is awake and alive and no longer a corpse of life.
Yes, you noticed that.
That's
Her eyes, her red, unmistakable red eyes open.
Ooh, hello.
Kind of scary.
You run away. And then we'll turn.
Yeah. What's that music? You hear that just as the eyes open.
It's very Omen.
Yeah, that's open.
Her head turns 360 degrees. No.
And I will turn towards the Mr. Rockman. Mr. Rockman. Actually, no, I'll go up. Seth just lying down or unconscious?
He's
still?
lying down.
Just like
Yeah, I'm
that.
lying
He's
down.
having a nap.
Is that
I
okay?
have been healed.
Yeah, I've been healed. Cool.
Yeah.
I will turn to Mr. Rockman and I will be like, if you'd stop hitting us with your rocks, we would leave faster. And yeah, it would be great if you do that, please.
Okay, make a persuasion check, please.
Cuckoo, Pikachu. You know what? I'm gonna use that inspiration I have, just in case. Cool. 19.
19. Okay. We'll see what happens with that.
Yay. Scrub
Can
off
something
that.
happen immediately? Because I'm going to attack.
Okay.
So, we'd leave quicker and stab.
Well, you heard what I said. It's up to you what you do now.
What did you say? We should.
I said if you'd stop hitting us, we would leave faster because we wouldn't be going unconscious all the time.
Yep.
In politer manner.
Okay, so next, Seth. Oh, so that was talking, so you've technically got an action.
Sure. Can I do anything with my action? Sure. I'll make a Misty Visions of basically I don't know if I can do multiple creatures within the 15 foot. Can I do that?
What was it you were going to try and make?
I was going to make, it has to be image, object, or creature. Okay. Oh no, I can make a visible phenomenon. I'll make a sort of a spectral form of the whole group of us just running away on a looping, like, us running away, us running away, us running away, us running away.
Like the same, like a film that jumps.
Yeah, just all our little legs moving because we're conscious and can walk. Running away, running away.
Okay, so that happens.
Yeah.
Seth, you're good.
Is there any way to do a small insight check on him? I know it's a rock. We're not going to be made physical features to see if his words have swayed it that it looks less I want to crush all.
Yeah, you can make an insight check. I'll let you do this as a free action.
11, 13.
13. From what you can tell, seems that what has been said has been taken on board, but you don't know yet what it's going to do or say. But it does sort of, for the moment, it falters, it stops being aggressive for the moment.
Cool, I'm going to stand up, sorry Brooklyn. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, jump back 10 feet, and 10 feet, not 20, it's damn wrong. And I'm going to draw out my knife and for my action, prepare an attack. So if it goes to hit anyone or goes to roll up and charge towards us, I'm going to throw my knife at it.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
great.
I'm away and prepared.
Yeah, cool. That makes sense. I like it. Okay, cool. Fleeting. Yeah, you make a death saving throw.
I don't know, do I have to?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Can I
Roll a
with my
d20.
inspiration?
Yes, you can on death saving throws.
Oh, yeah.
Good time to use it because you can get to use it again.
18.
18?
Do I add anything?
That's no, it's just a straight roll. So 18 is a success. That's one.
He rolled an 18
success.
and he rolled a 2.
Oh.
Together is it a 20?
One is
Can he
a
just get up?
well, one is a fail and one is a success. But
Can he just get up on his feet?
no, I thought about it. No. Okay, so you do that. Great. On top of it, so then it's Neris. She gets up, incensed, and in all meaning of the word incensed, because she seems to glow a bit with the radiant fire around her. She looks pissed off. I just want to burn something.
And we're just going to yell, Neris, hold it!
And she, and instead she, in a half, turns around and goes down the hill, and almost in a petulant manner, she starts heading toward, like, up the path. Oh, she got up, didn't she?
Yeah.
In a petulant manner, at the end of her movement, she just firebolts at the boulder down there, and misses. Does nothing. And it hits hits the wall around her.
True temper tantrum.
Yep. Brucon gets up and goes, what? Oh. Okay. And and he just backs away very
I do
slowly.
like the idea of him. The second he's like, "No, I'm still going to smash." All of us just like, "Unleash!" and do nothing.
What direction is he backing up in?
Towards the group. So he uses action to disengage, and it'll back up as far as he can go, which is 35 feet, so it goes level with Neris, I think.
Yeah.
It's just after she...
Is he backing
hello.
up or walking away?
He's backing up, he's still facing towards it, which is hard to because they keep twisting around. Anyway, he looks ridiculous. That's his go.
Shoot.
Tina and Taryn, again, they're going to wail on their boulder.
Take down inanimate objects.
Well, Teenan is rolls his eyes.
These people can't even keep themselves up. I'll save you, Mr. Tiefling.
And he, healing word. You get 4 points back.
So close.
He's spammed 3 out of his 4 spells on just picking
I'm
people
sorry,
up.
does he have 4 spells?
Yeah.
That must be nice.
No, 4 slots, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, 4
Lucky
slots. Must be nice.
The NPCs have got more spell slots than the party do.
4 first level slots. He has 2 second level slots.
Oh my. Oh, it's a tough life.
It's
difficult, isn't it?
very
Yeah.
difficult. Yeah. So they both make an attack.
So he's running out of spells. Good to know.
Excellent.
Good to know.
They
Guy
both
healing us all.
hit. 7 points from Teenan and 9 points from Turin. So that's a combined
tell
score
me
of
they
16.
Defeated the rock.
This rock is now a lot smaller. It's still there, but it's not as deadly as it once was.
Oh, we want
And
them
Turin action surges and misses
to have
because he's an idiot.
ground it to dust.
They have ground it down using their dwarvish stone cunning to. Anyway, Malar. I thought I'd make that as boring as possible.
Free action. I agree. We should not be here anymore, sir. We're awful sorry. 1, 2, action, disengage. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Don't get too far away from me.
That's right. Put you in the way.
That is actually smarter.
That is quite smart.
Martin's not here though.
Oh, turn.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh, thank God for that.
I did it. Saved the party.
as you move past and back away warily from this, if you like, stone giant golem type thing. You see it because where its stony face is, and it has got a face sort of carved into the stone. It follows you round, and but it's not looking into your face. It's looking actually to your robes and the symbol of the 8 that you have on you. Which do you have a necklace or something?
Yeah, I got a like a talisman sort of thing going on.
It's looking at your holy symbol, and just says to all of you, but fixing eyes towards you, or eye holes towards you.
Leave here. When my lady bids you come, return. The 8 go with you.
And it just retreats back into the mountainside, and it's miraculous because it just rolls backwards, and then you see it roll backwards, but as soon as it stops rolling, it just disappears from view, and you just can't see it anymore.
So basically, just go, leave. When my lady bids you here, come back.
Mm-hmm.
Religious rocks.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Does that sound familiar in any way?
Make a religion check.
Yeah.
Which god is the my lady? My lady god?
Oh, okay. 15.
15. Okay. So, given your religious background as one of the converted of Burekrin, you're very familiar with the 8, and you know that out of the 8, that I think let me just double check because I don't want to get this wrong, because then you get it wrong and you're supposed to be right on this occasion. that out of all of the gods, half of them are female. There were tales of each of the 8 that they were once of a humanoid. They existed in the world in one form or another. Some of which would have taken the form of a human female or a humanoid female, elven female, so on. It seems that this guardian was brought to life or was given some sort of purpose by one of the 8, or one of the 4 female, one of the 4 goddesses of the 8. The 4 of them are Spark, the goddess of renewal, of the light domain, Elucia, the goddess of hijinks, the triple domain, Ruish, the goddess of change, the tempest domain, and Grisette, goddess of the wild, of the nature domain.
Ding. Ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
You also remember, because you're 15 and because of your training, you know that the symbols of these goddesses, which may or may not give you a clue, Spark symbol is a sun over a waterfall. Elucia's is combined, a sun face and moon face combined. Ruish's symbol is of a mountain exploding. Grisette's symbol is of a stag's head.
Whose symbol is an obelisk of stone?
It would
That we want to be right on the nose.
that would be Trevorny, the god bullshit.
Oh dear!
Owned.
Take some inspiration from that wicked burn.
I'll take that inspiration, thank you.
Oh,
As I am sort of, we should leave. As I walk past an obelisk, can I see if there's any markings on it that would relate to any of that symbology?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Make a religion check.
21.
21. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, so when you look at
do more reading.
looking at the rocks, without taking them apart, because they're just stacked up neatly, there doesn't appear to be any kind of etchings on them.
Okay.
But if you'd like to dissemble the obelisk, that's
No,
up
I'm
to
going
you.
to help Fleeting look up and
Thanks.
sort of really advocate that we go.
Yep. That's off the F.
Oh, the boulder, when it rolled up the hill towards us, did it crush a woman? Is her body still there?
It's still there. It's a bit of a pulp, but it's there.
Did I get a dog tag earlier?
It was part pulp.
With your roll, you couldn't find a dog tag.
Fine, okay.
No, I just don't want to say it's not worth asking them if hey, do you recognise her? Not anymore. So they never went up to see her body.
It's true. But I tell you what, make an investigation check for me.
Her face is
Parts
mysteriously
of her face.
unharmed.
Investigation. That's not good. That's 5. Investigation 6.
Not much to make out on the facial features. Some of it's crushed. You see the hair?
Can I
It's
just-
nice, long, ebony hair. A few braids in there.
Can I-
Well groomed.
Can I ask? So Tamala and the Oberon, it's like, can you describe what she looked like to Teenan? Yeah, Teenan. See if she was part of their group.
Sure.
Could you do that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I was going to say she had generally human features, but I
Make
will.
her.
Yeah, it'll have to be a silent image. I don't think you can do people with minor illusion. So I'll silent image.
Help me, everyone, Kenobi. You're a man.
It's her, and she screams and gets crushed by boulder, and then rewind. It's her, and she gets screams and crushed by. No, just her face and the bits that were not under the rock,
The
sort of
Teenan.
floating in the air.
I said, Teenan, do you recognise her?
Well, that was one of the ones that was with us, yes.
So that's 2 down. Great work. We're doing great.
The wizard, yes.
They'll all be
She
dead
was-
by
she
the
was
time we
a wizard.
find
Yes.
Lady Helene.
She, was the one that, cast a spell that,
Oh, yeah.
held us still.
I'm sure she cast a spell for that. Yeah.
Yes, you cast a spell for that, yes. I don't know what you're insinuating, Master Elf.
I've met women where I've just not been able to move upon me.
Is that Mal or Dan?
Dan.
DK.
She had a
fucking sleaze.
she had a tome on her. Did you find it?
Oh, can we discuss this somewhere that is not here?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well,
Yeah, that's a very
yeah.
good idea, Deacon Shade Creek. Yes, come on, brother. We should probably go.
So switching between two characters totally looks like split personality.
People that ask questions.
Yeah.
Like, do you have? No, I don't. It's just acting. Yep. No.
So yeah, we'll head our way down. Guys, the golem, is it the same one that I encountered before, or did it look similar to what I encountered before?
What? Sorry.
The golem, was it the same thing that I encountered before?
This slightly. I mean, this was shorter. The one you saw was 15 feet high. This was 6.
Cool.
This one had a face, rocky face. It was looked kind of squat, like wider than it was tall, but not a particularly large creature. The one you faced before was much bigger and much more terrifying and came out of the ground. And this one didn't come out of the ground.
So this one was more golem, the other one was more like Rhydon.
Yeah. I guess that's a good analogy. This was more rock type. The one you faced before was more ground
Yeah,
type.
let's go for that.
Yeah. Because that's different.
Nintendo!
And there goes any chance of sponsorship.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we all run.
Yeah, we're all
We're
moving.
Let's leave.
Yes. Quick walk.
Yeah.
Brucon
Power walk.
is way ahead of the rest of you, just with his just sheer speed.
As we go down, I was going to say,
Right, I'm going to
there
build
are a
this
lot
better.
of rock creatures in these mountains. These aren't the first rock people I've seen in these mountains before.
It seems like the best place for them.
Yeah, they just seem to encounter a lot of them.
Do you bump into many rock people?
Well, this is now number 2 in the last week.
Curious. We should discuss this when we take a shorter rest at some point.
Yeah, so we're going to follow that path. Do we still have a trail that we're following? I know
Yeah.
we're following the path, but is there still a trail?
So a long
DM.
time.
I know we're following the main sort of path of the only way to walk, but are we still following a trail?
You can make a survival check just to make sure. Brucon will help.
Survival, that's natural 10.
Brucon got a natural 20, so he helped.
It helped a little.
Just a bit. What are we waiting for? Come on, this way. Come on. Come on. The tracks, they're this way. Yes, good. And he leads you on, not up the garden path, but down
A
the
wild
gentle
goose chase.
slope through the hillside. You carry on there for several hours. You carry on
Oh, damn.
along this path. In fact,
Do you have any sense of direction of which way we're going? Like north, south? Anyway to
you
The sun.
Yeah, you can use the sun to guide you. So I'll say make a general intelligence check for this. Just general intelligence.
Don't be a moron.
7. Ah, it's bright.
You look up and you're like, where's the sun? Ah, God! Oh, yeah. Just hold your finger up like to the wind. That doesn't help.
Okay, never mind.
The sun came up over there. You know that much.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you're heading in a generally northerly direction, but unfortunately Seth isn't aware of that. But the rest of you, it's probably generally north. But then the path turns through the hillside, and after several hours, it takes you most of the day. And in fact, you will have to consume some rations over the course of your travels, and drink water. Which means that you and Neris need to make constitution saving throws.
Well,
Yeah.
Unless you'd like to do anything.
I have a spare water skin of water,
That's true, you picked up a spare one
we
now.
aren't going to know that our water's bad.
so I'm gonna. What?
We filled our water from somewhere.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you'd run out of water.
No.
Oh no, the constitution info because they filled up their water
Oh,
from
sorry, I
a
didn't
questionable
realise.
source
Okay,
without doing any kind of purifying or anything.
Yeah.
So
Good times.
constitution
I
saving
apologise.
throw.
D&D.
It's D&D. It's like real life. It's so depressing.
That is a 14.
14 is enough.
With my -1 con mod.
14, so you start drinking the water, it's kind of stale and it's got a bit of a...
Kick.
it's got kind of almost like a sedimenty kind of aftertaste to it.
The
A
countryside.
chalkiness, if you like, as well. It's a bit...
People.
But you can drink it. Neris, +4 constitution, that's alright. She just starts to go... Oh my god! Oh god!
She's gonna.
She grabs, without asking, she grabs the bucket from Brucon, pours the water in her water skin there, and then just and then 5 holes underneath, a little fire, control flame, and just starts boiling the water. And after a little while, lets it cool down, and then she starts drinking it.
Is that a wooden
It's
bucket?
okay.
Is it a wooden bucket?
It's a metal bucket.
Just checking.
Yeah, it is a metal bucket, yeah. She's not just... I mean, that is quite Neris, but no, it is a metal bucket.
Does anybody need rations to keep us ticking over?
I'm okay.
I'm going to take that as a no.
We all have rations, don't we? We eat rations.
if you wouldn't mind,
Sure.
Master
rations.
Loxodon, thank you. And I take some for my brother as well. He's probably too
Okay.
proud to ask.
Okay.
I eat a ration.
Thank you. Yep, and so that's the highlight of your travels actually in this arduous journey. But as
Everyone's water skin is empty.
yes, it will be.
I drink my beer.
You drink your beer. I forgot about that. So just make a constitution check for me. It's a check rather than a saving throw.
8.
8. You're half cut. You're having it. Well, you're not half cut. You're a little bit merry. You're having a nice time.
What's a cut?
Everything seems slightly brighter than normal, like you're in the Feywild or something. It's just, ooh.
I'm just sort of look down.
You're in quite a good mood.
Still bleeding. It's okay. It's okay.
You're like, oh, look how fit I am. Whoa. Ooh.
I was
Yeah.
going more for the 6 HP, but sure.
All right. So anyway, as light begins to fade, the path through the foothills sort of emerges out, and ahead of you, you can see a path again, and you can see, the road, the Rack Valley Road that you're familiar with, and you travelled down there some days ago. You can see it on the opposite side of the road, somewhere away, is the forest, which you guess is Half-Life Forest, in the distance from you. Looking to your left and your right, the road continues, and you can see that to the left, just in the distance, is a crossroads with one building on the crossroads. Looking down the other side of the road, you can't see any buildings per se, but in the distance, you gather that's half-reach back that way.
Malar is internally conflicted, but actually ultimately grateful that there is going to be somewhere to stay for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Flaming Jacks.
Oh, no, we're there. No. What? No, I missed.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were somewhere else.
You're not quite there yet, but yes,
But it's up in the
you can see it.
Ah, the DM just forces geography to take you somewhere.
What is a Flaming Jacks?
Flaming Jacks is a bar. I would not advocate that you drink the speciality.
Sure. I mean, probably better than what I just drank.
That's good.
I hope.
Jacks.
Yeah. If they charge for it.
Friend, I will buy you a drink.
Oh, well, thank you. That's lovely.
Come now, let us go.
So half-heartedly, Malar leads you guys towards Flaming Jack's Bar and Grill. As you get towards the entrance, there's the torch outside, just on a sconce, and you see the half-orc bouncer standing outside, arms folded. For those of you who haven't seen him yet, which is most of the party actually, so he's over 6 feet tall, sort of black, short back and sides haircut, militaristic, tall with an athletic build rather than stocky like most half-orcs that you would have encountered in your time, in your travels. small and quite small tusks as well. Not as fearsome as the orcs you may have heard of in tales when you were children to be afraid of. So wearing his a white cotton V-neck shirt, brown trousers, knee-high leather boots, a blue duster along him, and as also with a brown satchel with a book poking out of it just on his side there. And when he clocks you, first of all, because you stick out quite a lot. Hey, you guys might want to go in round the back.
Oh, and why would that be?
I'm sure that Jack will explain a bit more about this, but we've had folks come through here. My boss has a proposition, and for your own safety, you probably should go around the back.
Thanks, I'll lean up against the wall. Oh, not ready for this, but...
Especially you.
I look confused advise that. I'm not going to ask. Actually, no, I'm not going to ask why, especially me. I'm going to say thanks for the advice, and I'm going to palm him a gold coin.
Alright.
Could I say why especially him?
You can say that.
Why
yes.
especially him?
Your friend here has been, it seems, a bit of a bad boy.
What?
He's
Naughty boy.
in trouble with some authoritative types.
I'm going to whisper. I'm going to go whisper to the group. We all are.
You know that
Robbed that
there's
place.
there's a reward.
Oh,
How much? How much?
Sorry, my curiosity got the better of me there.
It's just got quizzically at you. 20 gold pieces.
Dead or alive?
That's not even enough for a
Yeah.
healing potion.
Can I insight check him?
Sure.
It's more money than I have.
9.
He looks a bit baffled that you're asking about your own wanted poster with so
No,
much
not
like.
him. Him.
Oh, him. Oh, with a 9.
I'm curious if
Sorry.
he'll turn me in.
With a 9. It's kind of hard to read. You feel like even Fleeting doesn't know what he's going to do some of the time.
That would be correct.
So yeah, if you go in the front, there's going to be a few folks looking for you. So
Shall we?
you wouldn't have happened to seen any kind of big siege equipment recently, would you?
Wow, we see siege.
Something apparently got stolen from Half Rage.
Is there a reward for that? Or information on his whereabouts?
I think so. I didn't pay too much attention to that, but yeah.
Thanks for the advice. We'll go around the back.
Yeah.
So I'm going to motion for everyone to come around the back with us.
We go around the back.
Okay, and as you go round the corner, you see that he sees that you've gone. He disappears inside. Anyway, so after this, you go round to the back of the pub. You notice that the inn kind of got this. It's made of good quality wood rather than stone, and this back door. So there's no back door as such, but there is a sort of what do you call it, cellar entrance. There's a sloped doors in the floor. Yeah, there's one of those. That's the only door you can see. So you wait a few minutes there. Some time goes by. Nobody goes past on the road, so you think you're relatively safe from being seen. And light is starting to fade. Night is upon you again. It's about 7 o'clock now.
Why are we trying to go in the back of a place where everyone inside is going to report you? Very specifically you?
Okay, all of us. We all robbed that place.
What?
We're there.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh,
The siege equipment. Or we robbed it.
sure.
You visited.
Okay.
It's technically more of a burglary.
I thought it was robbing Flaming Jacks. Fine, yes.
No, Leobrin was there. This
Yes,
one robbed
yes,
the siege equipment.
Siege equipment robbery. Yeah.
I don't like. I didn't. I'm supposed to be. This isn't my. I didn't take anything.
Neris.
I can't signpost every time I'm being. I mean, I didn't steal anything. I mean, he pretended he stole a child. Guys,
I'm on your side with this. About
can we just keep a low
child
profile?
murders.
I don't want to get locked up. I don't want to get found.
Mr.
Yeah.
Neris, I agree wholeheartedly, but I think none of us are in a fit state to...
We'll speak to the proprietor of this place and find out what they say occurred.
He
All
may
right.
still owe us some of that favour for that time.
You guys look.
Miss Neris,
My-
let us take care of this.
Okay,
I open the doors to the cellar.
All right, but the sooner we can go to Hillberg and find my aunt and uncle, the better. Okay.
Yes. Well, that won't be happening tonight. I start heading to the cellar.
Oh, well, it's a fact and it seems like a burn.
Come again?
Also, remember that lady who kidnapped?
Yeah.
That we're technically...
I think we have slightly more pressing issues here. We just get inside already.
Yeah, it's gone tonight, and if we don't sleep,
Yep.
We are shagged.
yeah.
What? Ha. You go ahead. My brother and I will. Nobody's looking for us. We'll go in the main entrance.
Or if you could maybe keep the focus away from the bar and the stairs. Keep focus on the. There should be a water tank.
Oh, so they don't see you coming in? That's a great idea.
Go with the 8, and I pop the guidance. Only lasts a minute, but we'll see if it's of any use to it.
Well, fine then. All right.
But if someone turns in and people come and stuff, and we find out that this is out of character, and
Oh,
it's Teenan. Great.
Right, good to
You
know.
want Teenan to turn us in?
I want a legitimate reason.
Okay. When we're in prison, on the queue for the execution, you'll be like, yes, at least I can hate Teenan officially.
You'll just see my eyes go peace. It's like, worth it.
I will haunt him forever.
I hope we don't.
So the two dwarves head round to the front entrance. You hear it's like sort of commotion, and they're let inside. Anyway, so you open and you go inside. So
the cellar?
you go down into the cellar, and you recognise this is the cellar where you bravely fought some giant rats. Nearly came a cropper with some giant rats, but although the rest of the party don't know this,
Is
only the two of you.
Is Jack down there?
Yeah, at this point when you go down there, no. But after you get down there, you see a small feet clip-clop downstairs. Right. 1 second. Closes the door. Goes down there and says, welcome back to Flaming Jack's Bar and Grill. I see you have a few more friends since last time you were here. Jackman Candlecorn Winklebottom. Pleased to meet you.
That's a lot of lovely names. Pleasure to meet you too.
I am going to check if that's the same.
Yeah, make a history check.
No, I mean, on episode 5, I'm going to rewatch and make sure it's the same. History check, I don't know why.
It actually was. I thought I got it wrong. But
18.
It is the same name. It is Jackman Candlecorn
I'm still
Winklebottom.
watching.
The Candlecorn, you're not sure if you've heard before, but you certainly have heard Jackman Winklebottom before.
I'm still going to watch episode 1. Check
All right.
that.
So, while you've been gone, we've had...
3 days.
Yes, it's been a while, and, well, there's been a few folks coming through here that were looking for certain characters matching your descriptions, especially, you in particular.
People keep saying especially.
Yes, but they were looking for a half-elf with a tricorn hat and scarf, and I've only seen one of those in the last 4 days.
Yes, that sounds slightly.
I
accurate.
thought as much. Well, there apparently is a reward for handing you in to the authorities. For stealing some equipment or something. But I have a counter proposition for you. You see, you remember those rats that you helped me get rid of in this cellar right here?
Yes.
Well, you may remember that one of you, not you, obviously, you were unconscious, uncovered another entrance where these rats came from.
I believe there was a hole somewhere, and I point in the direction.
Exactly so, yes. Well, more rats have been appearing in your absence from this hole, and if you would be so kind as to go in there and clear it out for me, I won't tell the authorities, and I won't tell that you were here. I'll keep stum, and you may stay here for free.
Isn't the hole like small and rat-sized?
No, it's quite.
No, because they were giant rats, but the hole is, he has to stoop a little, but it's maybe 5 feet high.
That sounds wonderful. Could we maybe switch that up a little? Because most people have been hurt so much they're unconscious today, repeatedly. And
We all look battered and bruised.
with a rest, we might not all die to rats tonight.
An interesting counter-proposal, my friend, and might I say, your facial hair almost embarrasses mine. He's got so he's wearing this green velvet three-piece suit, and he's also got, so he has like the Poirot-esque moustache, like really like twiddly, and he's it seems that he's being appreciative of your fashion sense. And that ruff, you must tell me where you've got one. I would very much like one at some point. Yes.
Back home.
But anyway, but I digress. Yes, so you want to stay here first and then clear the rats. Well.
Now, may I remind you of what happened last time with the rats when we were asked to act in an immediacy? It did not go well for Mr. Seth. You have it on my word as a deacon of the 8 that if you permit us to rest up, we will definitely help you with your rat problem, and be grateful to do so.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Can I insight check after?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my inspiration on this.
Don't.
Is the stuff that
Okay, I won't.
You do get advantage though.
I was going to say, the stuff I've said before, advantage?
Yes. You get advantage from him helping, but you also get advantage.
What?
A 4 and a 2. Well, that's
Dude!
Persuasion.
Damn!
Well, it's 5 then.
5.
I should do this.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would appear that I'm the one holding all the cards here.
Man is swaying on his feet.
At this point, a hand brushes or pulls you over to one side. Neris steps forward and says, the eyes burning, the hands. If you don't let us stay here, I will literally burn this place to the ground. I am so tired. Intimidation. Yeah! 17 on the dice.
That's actually a pretty good Neris as well.
That was actually good, yeah.
Well, it would be wrong of me to deny such a formidable elven lady. Well, in which case you have convinced me. It is in my best interest, if you are fighting fit, as it were, to see off the competition inside. The fearsome rats. You are in good hands, you know, with the rat slayers here. Yes, the Malar, was it?
Oh, that'd be Deacon Malar Shade Creek.
Deacon Rat Slayer and
Seth.
Ratbait. Just kidding.
I just. Can we get to the rooms
We
upstairs?
call him Dog Stabber.
Of course. Now, Dog Stabber. I mean,
He's
that
really
does-
moving up in the world since he was here last, I believe.
You have come on some, it seems. Dog Stabber. Well, there are only 3 rooms, but they are double rooms. They're big enough. I'm sure we can put in some extra sheets or something.
I'll share with Seth.
There is
That's actually enough to stay.
the problem is one of the you may remember the performer, the merfolk. She stays in one of the rooms, but I could get her to possibly move aside for the night.
No, that would be fine. Since you're doing us the favour of letting us stay here for free so far, a couple of us will stay down here in the basement to keep an eye out for rats, and so that nothing gets in your bar's way.
It's very good. That is most agreeable, Mr. Seth, was it?
Yes.
Yes. Interesting name, yes. Yes, well, if you'd be happy to stay down here, yes, I could.
Push those buttons.
We've got a couple of. I could ruffle up some. Get some extra sheets or something down here, and make it a bit more comfortable. Unless you have your own gear, I mean, you look quite well equipped.
I mean, I'll take one of the rooms.
Okay, well,
yes, I will room with you if you don't mind.
it's up to you how many take the rooms. You can squeeze in. There's only obviously bed space for 2, but there's floor and floor. So yeah.
I'll stay down in the basement and when it happens later on, I'll move the boxes in front of the holes and such. So if there's a noise, I'll go and get the others.
Okay.
But I'll sleep
Sorry.
next
Yes,
to
okay.
I'll sleep next to the boxes, make sure nothing comes through the holes throughout the night into the bar.
It's a good idea. Good idea. What are the rest of you doing?
Get to bed.
Basically,
Getting
if
to bed.
the coast is clear, going upstairs and going to bed.
Whoever goes upstairs, I recommend checking the dwarves, seeing what they're doing.
Yeah, I will ask Jack to. Is the coast clear to get up to the rooms?
Well, it's the performance is about to start, so that should help distract many eyes. But if you don't mind me saying, Deacon Shade Creek,
I'm doing these
you
gestures in character.
aren't the most incognito persona. Not many of the Loxodon around here.
Just put the hood up.
So I actually pull out my cloak and put it around the hood is large and substantial. I bring it over and I sort of try and shield as much of myself as I can.
Okay, well, I guess that'll have to do. As for the rest of you, yes, we can probably sneak you past. It shouldn't be a problem. So all of you come up the rooms, all 5 of you? You said there were 2 dwarves as well?
I'll stay downstairs.
Yeah.
2 of our dwarven compatriots are actually in the bar. I would imagine that they will find it quite comfortable down there.
Sure, and I can keep an eye out for them and tell them where you are. What do they look like?
Oh, could you
That solves that problem.
Yeah.
We
right.
need to describe stuff. No, no, we don't.
No, we don't. I can paint a picture. Right. Okay, I shall keep an eye out for 2 heavily armoured and armed dwarves with very good beard work.
Teenan will look
You don't need
uglier
to
than
be
he
it.
is in real life.
Ooh, a fearsome-looking chap. Well,
Heavily approved. This
okay.
message.
Right. I will. Yes, I will let them know that you are staying in the rooms. Yes, I'll leave the rest up to you. Would you like any drinks or food up to the room?
I think we need to just call it a night, long rest.
Get
As
up,
early
grab
a start as
breakfast.
possible.
But food and drinks for me would be great.
Right away. I can bring you up. I'll see what we have left in the kitchen and bring you something up. Water. Will that be okay?
Water is perfect.
Very good.
Normal water.
Yes. Rooms haven't been cleaned overnight, but needs must. You are staying for free, so.
Fleeting, do you want to stay downstairs, help me guard? Do you want to stay downstairs, help me guard?
Sounds like an invitation to me.
Yeah, stay down here.
Why?
Right. So
That's covered by your name tag.
yeah, that's well placed name tag there.
Much higher.
So.
I rolled a 9 on my insight.
So,
9 on my insight. I think Fleeting's going to turn me in.
okay, so if
Okay.
you wait here,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
wait until I give the signal, which will be me announcing our act for this evening. Of course, the merfolk dancer lady, as per usual. That's why we have the tank. When you hear me announcing that, all the attention will be on yours truly, and then you should be able to sneak upstairs, not a problem at all. In fact, it's a straight run from the entrance to the cellar, straight across the landing, and over to the stairs and up to the rooms, and you're away and you're safe. Does that sound like a plan?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I'll go first.
Fine. I'm already downstairs, just falling asleep.
Okay, right. Give it to me, and then yes, after you Wait for a minute or so, and you hear,
You send downstairs.
"Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, introducing the moment you've all been waiting for, the luxurious, the sensual, the provocative and colourful dance of Jade the Merfolk."
And the landing that we're walking along, is it that people can see all along the landing?
So
Is it
when
like
when you open the door, you see that
Yeah.
when he said landing, that's not entirely accurate, but basically it's a straight walk across the restaurant bar area, just hugging the walls straight towards where the stairs are.
Okay,
Then you
hug the
can
wall.
you can also see that actually when you get up the stairs, it's kind of like a mezzanine type arrangement, like balconies overlooking like the landing's like overhanging, and then you've got the rooms.
Okay, but it's a longer than 15-foot walk.
Yes.
Cool. Right. Leobryn looks at this, takes another look, and he's like, and magics up what is effectively a clothes rack, filled with clothes, and then he pretends to push this thing along, and
I will give myself guidance
And
and move out
walk behind it.
with the Leobryn.
on the
Yeah.
other side
Yeah.
of the thing.
So Leobryn make a deception check, and Malar you can make a stealth check, but you get advantage.
Get
On the
advantage.
deception.
You don't get advantage with the deception.
Okay. Not persuasion. Good. 22.
22, great, yeah. That's a very convincing looking clothes rack you've got there.
I thought the deception was more like, can I look like I'm actually pushing it?
Well,
like
yeah.
it's not real and
Yeah,
I'm making
yeah.
it move.
Yes,
inside with your hands.
it is most certainly that, and yeah, it's most certainly that.
Yeah.
That's the deception.
It will
It's
look
not a real clothes
It's more
rack.
like me going, I am miming the movement.
12.
Let me push.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, because that just cancel out the disadvantage. Is that how that works? So you have the disadvantage. You don't have
No.
disadvantage.
I don't get a modifier to it, but I did have guidance.
Okay, great. 12. Well, performance is going on. You think you can't see past the illusion, so you assume you're fine.
Okay.
And you get to the stairs.
He knows it's an illusion, so he can see past it.
Yes, you're right. Sorry. You do see past it, and it seems that no attention is being drawn to the random clothes rack. Neris is behind you, along with Brucon, and you kind of like madness style, like walking in time.
All of my clothes that I have to bring.
Let's just consider for a moment concept of a movable clothes rack, which requires very small caster wheels, which I can promise you haven't been invented in a medieval setting, but let's just go.
They don't need caster, they're just normal wheels. They don't need to.
They'll just be like wagon wheels, but
Yeah.
tiny wagon
Wagon
wheels. So, yep, push on through. You get to the stairs. Go upstairs. We go upstairs. You get, and yep, after a little bit of effort, you get to the top of the stairs. You find the 3 rooms that are all currently empty, and you can choose one to sleep in for the night. So, right, left, or middle.
I'd like to go in the same room I had last time.
That's the left-hand room. You can go in there. Yep.
Yep,
Uh,
in and just bed out, done.
I'm going. I mean, I agreed to go in the same room as Mala. So I go into the same room.
So you go into the room. It's fairly sparsely adorned. There is one mirror hanging on the wall. There is one sort of wooden sort of chest of drawers at the end, and an end table. There is Malar passed out, lying across the double bed.
Oh, it's a double bed, not
It's
two
a
beds.
double bed, yeah. And he's lying across it.
I was gonna flip the mattress. Now I can't flip the mattress. Okay. Leopold will the bit that's not Mallard. He will
The bit that's not a male duck.
Well, yeah, pull the bedsheet up and off, and I guess just push the bedsheet towards Nala. So now it's the bare mattress, I guess.
Okay, so when you try to pull the sheet out, obviously there's the weight of Malar over the sheet.
I mean, not pulling the whole sheet. I'm just pulling untucking the bit that is.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, you can do that.
and
That's
putting
fine.
that
Yeah, putting it over.
basically
Yeah.
so that
So you've got a corner free
what
now.
was stranger sleeping on sheet. That sheet is now away from me. I will then, again, cape off, lie it down on that section of mattress.
You're like you're kind of in the fetal position in this like bit of
curl up on.
How
the
much
little
of
bit of
today's
mattress
stream
that's
was
left.
dedicated to making a bed. What do you think?
And-
there's some more surprises coming next time.
Yeah.
Malar has a little part just in his sleep. Just as you get comfortable, you're like, I can do this.
Nose or not nose?
Not nose.
Oh,
There's a pungent aroma.
I don't have prestidigitation.
He goes downstairs, he just wakes up, he goes like, Nearest, tiefling, start prestidigitate.
So that's you two. Fleeting. Are you going to join them in the left room? Are you going to go in the centre room or the right room?
Whereabouts is the proprietor?
So Jackburn is down at the bar, which
Is
you
he-
can see over the balcony.
Is he at the moment?
He seems to be serving a couple of dwarves at the bar.
I will stay in the cellar with Seth.
Oh, you're staying in the cellar. Of course you are. Yeah. Neris and Brucon choose a room. You don't know which one. They chose a room. We'll find that out next time. And you put yourself to bed
Can they
tonight.
at least have an investigation to work out if they're like in someone's importance room?
All right.
Like,
Yeah, alright.
like if someone's still occupying the room, they'll leave their stuff in. Whereas if it's vacated, it'll be empty. That was going to be the check. If you
They
had got it
both
first.
kind of they look at each
I
other.
was too tired. Just didn't give a shit.
If it's okay with you, I'm gonna go in my own room.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, no, of course.
And he goes in the centre room, and she goes in the right-hand room.
Martha, this is what happens when you're not here. The DM makes decisions for you when we're all screwed.
You might not be screwed.
Sure, we'll annoy
She might be.
the local celebrity while they're a wanted poster.
She dances in a tank in a bar. She's not a celebrity. She's one above a fucking stripper.
Local celebrity.
I mean, they're both valid points.
And stripper is a valid profession.
It's good money. It's
I
good
have
money.
nothing against
And we
strippers.
all have a lovely long rest.
You have a lovely long rest overnight, reflecting on your adventures so far, and the for Malar, it's wondering what how much the Eight are aiding you in this adventure, or how much they may be just looking on and laughing at you. I'm wondering where the Lady Helene is. Why was she taken? Who by? And are you going to find her anytime soon?
Yeah.
No.
If we keep rolling poorly, no.
For Leoberin, it's again, it is thinking about the quest ahead, but it's also some intrigue about these rats, these giant rats that apparently the Loxodon you're sleeping next to has fought before, and also, but mostly what you're wondering is, are you going to be able to get any sleep, or are you going to get covered in dirt and germs, and you're never going to feel clean again? The two of you down, you're going to be taking watches, I guess, if you're
I was
keeping
going
an
to
eye on
move
the
like
place.
a big ass crate in front of the hole, or move enough of them that I'm going to go to sleep on top of them in my bedroll.
So you like block up the entrance and then sleep in front of
the
it.
entrance and sleep, so if something comes through it or gnaws through, I'm gonna be aware
Alright.
because my brain's gonna start moving.
That makes sense. All right. So you
So no watches, just we get our long rest as
So you
quick
let-
a time as possible.
so I guess you let Seth do this. You can help him if you want, or
And
to then get on with it.
As I'm sleeping, the only watch I'm doing is like looking at the cellar door because I don't trust Fleeting to go and report me and take the gold.
Okay. So you you
I'm
put
sleeping
yourself in
with
an
one eye open.
put yourself in an interesting position amongst the barrels and so on, sleeping, facing Fleeting. Look, you eventually drift off to sleep. Fleeting, what would you like to do?
Nobody really asked last time we had a long rest, but that's fine. So Fleeting likes to sleep inverted in almost like a bat-like position.
I'm sorry, what?
So he's going to suspend himself upside down from the beams in the
Yeah,
cellar directly above Seth. So his head is just dangling about 3 inches above.
It's going to be the best wake up.
Okay.
We're just sitting there for the whole night, just staring at each other. We right around you, like,
Like you're asleep with your eyes open, so you're just like.
I
what
was.
are you?
What is this character?
I love it so much.
Paladin of Dracula. Yes, my Lord Dracula. What must I do to follow your?
Are you in? You haven't taken any armour off. Are
You
you still in chainmail armour?
No.
It's when like halfway through the night, the chainmail shirt falls
Oh,
down.
well, when you long rest, the armor's got to come off.
Yeah, let's not be
He is
ridiculous.
naked.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He's naked, hanging from the ceiling.
Could you make a performance check for me?
Absolutely. 14.
14. Okay, so you do manage to secure yourself by like sort of lashing your feet with some rope around the beams, and you're there suspended. Feel the blood rushing towards your head, but it's the comforting feel of you drifting to sleep. As you two sleep.
I know he's not going to get out without me knowing.
As you sleep, fleeting, you hear the usual voices that you hear in your head when you're sleeping. You see the image of a wand being thrust into the air by an unknown hand.
It's not one.
But then the wand seems to move and it seems to point towards. It looks like a cavern.
Put the wand in the cavern.
And you feel yourself being compelled towards the cavern.
That's fair enough.
That is the most notable part of your dream.
Pretty notable.
That's pretty notable. I say you got to the
Seth
point
wakes
of
up to dripping.
that. Seth, slightly different for you. You
Dreams of rain.
what you hear is you hear a voice in your head, but it's deep, got a kind of haunting vibrato to it. It says it's almost seems like it's trying to be reassuring, but it's a kind of like I said, a haunting quality to this voice. It's saying, "Yes, you are close now. You're back where you belong. I will find you." In the depths, you are one of us.
Ooh.
Next time, can my dream be first?
And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Can I just say that made up for all the ravine bullshit?
Really did.
Next time, my
How come none of us get
dream is
weird dreams?
I'm alright with it. I'm okay. Whatever it is, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even get to know what Neris and Brucon were dreaming about. That's a whole other story.
They get dreams?
Everyone has dreams.
Neris was just dreaming of a calm, serene ocean. Nice places of water.
Placid
puddles.
lake of
Wait,
water.
Neris is dreaming of water.
Yeah, just nice,
That must be trauma for her.
Calm and serene, and she just wakes up. That's such a horrible nightmare.
Okay, alright, so that's it for this week. Thank you all very much. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you at home have enjoyed as well. So we'll be back same time as usual. That's 6 p.m. on Monday night here for the next instalment. No campaign diary this Friday, unfortunately, but it will be back hopefully next Friday. So look out for that as well. But till then, keep your eyes on our social media channel because we'll be posting up a few things hopefully over the week. One of the new features I wanted to kind of start just on social media and stuff is just kind of seeing what I want to see what people think about about the characters, about you guys. I want to see who their favourite character is and stuff like that. So I might be putting out some feelers over the next few weeks about voting your favourite character,
You're
blah
making
blah
them pick
blah.
favourites.
Yeah, because there might be something in it for you if your character is picked as the favourite.
Don't die.
So now we're
straight away.
competitive as well as cooperative.
Least favourite, me to death.
Well, what it would be? I haven't
down with that,
formulated
actually.
completely what the plan is, but it could be the best character for this or
Yeah.
the best character for that sort of thing.
I'm actually down with that. If my character is terrible, I'm happy for them to die.
But anyway, thank you all very much. As I said, we'll be back same time next week here for another instalment. But until then, thank you all and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.